You went Ric Flair on us.
Turono Talks, motherfuckers.
You went Ric Flair on us, homeboy. Like you went.
Yo.
It's kind of weird because I'm watching myself live, and then we're like, here.
I'm like,
but
all
you just
over
went
here.
Ric Flair. So let me share this.
Y'all must have forgot. Y'all sucking my cock.
Yo, you do a remix of that joint.
I'm gonna cover it. Yeah, I'm doing a remix. I can't cover it because I didn't knock all those motherfuckers out.
Yeah.
I'll be like Fat Joe, like times 20 with all these dudes. Roy Jones knocked out over his career, sitting in my fucking dressing room waiting to beat my ass. Yeah, you made us look like nobody. I don't know who you are, boy. Don't hurt me. Yo. But y'all must have forgot, Turono Talks, the best podcast on the planet. And before we start today's program, I just want to say, shout out to MGK, Eminem. I want to get that interview. Whatever said during this is not expressed by Breaking Records Radio or anybody on board there. It is simply the other two people in the room sharing these opinions. So, and Roy Jones Jr., y'all must have forgot.
This guy's going hard on the Roy Jones Jr. at the moment.
You forget.
What do you want? Were you watching a Roy Jones documentary or something?
No, man, because I used to fuck with Y'all Must Have Forgot when I was like fucking 12.
Yeah.
And then Can't Be Touched, Can't Be came out when I was in high school, and I'm like, Roy Jones, killing it. And then
what up, cuz? I see my cousins watching right now. What up?
After years, you know what I mean? I just forgot. And then I don't know what made me think of it at work. Oh, it was watching Fat Joe talking about the lean back shit.
Okay.
And then I was watching that like 2 days ago, and I'm like, Roy Jones had some records, actually. Yeah. Let me go back and peep that. So I peeped Y'all Must Have Forgot. I'm like, I forgot how fire this shit is. And even Mike Stones, he seconds that.
Yeah,
that was a jam.
track,
Yo.
I like the hook.
He had a little.
The whole song is the hook. So you like the whole joint. Come on, let's not confuse the people here.
It's unforgettable.
The boxer.
People, y'all must have forgot Roy Jones. People can't be touched. Those songs are fire.
But was Fat Joe really dissing? Because I mean, like Roy Jones did lean back. He only got hit he got hit later on.
Yeah.
But he used to do that lean back and then bomb like soccer fuck.
No, because Joe said when he made the line, it was like right after he lost his first fight or something. So he was like, "You're forced to lean back." You know what I mean? And like, even though Joe meant it as a metaphor, I guess Roy was like, what's up with that line? And he's like, man, it's just hip hop. And then Joe's like, I had like 150 of my dudes there, and I'm like, look, man, I don't want no problem, but
who do you think will win in that fight?
Oh, Joe's like, I was begging him not to beat my ass. And then Joe's like, I was begging him not to beat my ass, but I'm like, Roy, you realize like I got 100, like there's 150 of my dudes right there.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna take too nicely to you beating me up. Yeah. And they're not gonna beat you up.
Who do you guys would
and
think,
Roy, I guess, like looked at him and looked back, and he was like,
Joe.
"This is really just hip hop." And Joe's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "All right."
Yeah, dope.
Y'all must have forgot Roy
Hip-hop,
Jones.
Man, you gotta be careful with those words that come out of your mouth.
Absolutely.
They got the nerve to say, "I ain't battle nobody. I just made him look like nobody." Y'all must have forgot.
Yeah.
That's good. That's used for M though, because he battled a lot of people.
Yeah.
You must have forgot that he did.
Shout out Roy Jones Jr.
Is Eminem the Roy Jones Jr. of hip hop?
Is he? Is M
I
the
don't
Roy
know.
Jones Jr. of this shit? That's a good question. What do you guys think? Eminem the Roy Jones Jr. of hip hop?
Because I got Lee's the best. You know what I mean? So, like, we're not saying he's the best. Yeah, actually, no disrespect. Roy Jones, you are the best. Let's get that interview in, Playboy. You know what I'm saying? But,
you always want that interview money, man. I love it.
I don't even
Let's
care about
get
the
that
interview with Roy
money,
Jones.
please.
I just ain't disrespecting him, yo.
Nah, because,
I'm putting full respect on his name. Hands down.
But yeah, what do you guys think about the Eminem, MGK, fucking situation? It's still what, like a good...
Growing with false allegations.
It's still a brewing.
That's
almost a month later, like we're still talking about Eminem, MGK.
I love it when things brew slowly,
I made a little,
like a French pressed coffee.
Just let it simmer.
The best was the
Fall
Out Boy.
simmer.
The Fall Out Boy booing thing that didn't happen.
Yeah,
Did
so
it happen?
did that
Didn't it
happen
happen?
or
I
not?
don't
Like,
They got two separate videos showing the edited and the original, and it shows a discrepancy. So,
ooh.
a lot of you guys who are sharing it are very quiet right
son. Listen.
Very quiet about it right now.
Stop
That's your
making
track.
fake
You
videos.
love that track. I'm not mad at it.
I fuck with Kill Shot, man.
I'm not
Kill
mad
Shots are
at
cool.
it, but I just don't
I like the record.
love it
Nah, yo.
like that.
You guys see the post I made when it first dropped. I'm like, yo, he went in on this. I'm like, it's not his best diss. It's like, it's cool. But
I wish
after
he
like
buried
going
him.
back and dissecting it more, man, like that shit is fire.
It is, but he didn't bury him.
No.
That's the
No,
problem.
no,
You
no,
can't
It was
have
a
all that
Charlie
fire
horse,
and
not a
that-
kill
yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
No. There was no murder that happened.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. A murder.
But Kells didn't murder him
No, but
either.
Look, if someone murders you, you can't murder them.
Yeah, you can.
No.
People said Hove
No.
murdered Nas,
No,
and in
but
my
he
opinion,
didn't,
Nas
though.
murdered Hove after.
He didn't murder Nas. He didn't make a whole song about Nas. It was 1-2 lines.
You missing out on
Come
the
on, he
fame.
barely said
But
anything
along with
about him.
celebrity comes about 70 shots to your frame.
Yeah, he didn't
You
say
a
that.
lame.
It's different time though, different era when it comes to this stuff. You know what I mean? It's not.
It's not even
Went from
about that.
nasty
That's not what it
Nas
was
to
back
Esco
then.
End
trash.
of the day, if someone murders you, you can't.
Yo,
murder them.
Daniel says kill shot is
And
dope.
Nas
I'm
came
with you,
back-
my dude.
Nas
I'm with
came
you.
back
Yeah.
and he killed him.
Listen,
You
I'm
can't
not
be
saying it's
killed
not
and then
dope, it's
come back
dope.
and kill somebody.
Actually, so this is a question I
don't
need to
think
ask.
it's the-
What's the better diss track, Ether or Takeover?
this
Ether.
track is Ether.
Ether.
This track.
Ether.
Thank you. All right, because
Diss
there's
track.
enough people out there that think that Takeover is the better diss track.
It's a better.
It's
song.
a better
It has its
song.
pluses, you know.
But that's the thing. That's like MGK with Eminem.
Yeah, exactly. Now
M's is the better diss track.
it is the
MGK
better diss
has
track,
the better
but
song.
it isn't the better diss track because M went in there kind of weak. And he didn't say a lot
man.
of shit. And the majority of shit he was talking about was how much bigger of an artist he was.
But
That
yo-
is not. That's not even worth battling about or even mentioning.
it not,
We
though?
know that.
But
we
the
know
what?
you're bigger than him.
but then
At
what-
the end
Bring
of
us
the day, though,
something new, bro.
But why did we respect Hove then when he said the Joses can't keep up? Maybe Nas, but I got stronger
feel you,
after
I feel
Ether.
you.
So why do we feel when Jay-Z stunts on you, but
Hold
yet
on, hold
actually
on, hold
a
on.
rapper bigger
No,
than
hold on, hold on,
Jay-Z
hold on. Hold on.
stunts
Listen,
on you
hold
in
on,
a
hold on.
diss? That's not cool.
What song did
Is it
Jay?
because he's
no,
white?
What song did Jay say that in?
That's when he covered Jim Jones's Brooklyn or
Okay,
Ballin'.
I'm talking
Brooklyn!
about battling each other.
Well, that was a diss at Jones.
No. Listen. Nah.
Listen, kill
If we
shot.
if we take Takeover, and
The
we
whole
take,
beginning
hold on,
of
hold
it,
on.
he's like,
if
yo,
we
you
take
ain't ballin'.
Takeover and we take Ether,
Yeah.
regardless if he at the end of the
Shot
day,
time.
even with Jay
do it.
saying
Shout
that,
out to the Shot Club. We're
who
doing
ended up
shots.
winning anyways at the end of the day.
We're not stealing your gimmick.
Right.
Eminem's
My
winning
thing is this.
regardless.
My thing is this.
It's
My
like
thing is
LL
this,
versus
right?
Cannabis.
My thing is this, right? At the end of the day,
We're just
if your
borrowing.
only defense on a record is how much bigger of an artist you are, you have nothing even to say on the track. Other than that, then you're not in it to battle. You're not in it to body nobody. You're in it to stunt, which is cool, but stunting doesn't body anybody in a battle.
See, I don't.
What records have you heard that somebody was stunting on somebody and they won the battle?
Well,
Name one.
I can name you a battle.
No, not
but-
that they did, that they won.
Well, I can name you a
One.
battle where somebody won, but in my opinion, they lost.
Okay, which
and that's LL versus Cannabis.
No, he was stunting and he lost, right?
Yeah, in my opinion, but most of hip hop would say LL won.
No, he won. He blackballed him. That's not
Well,
winning.
that's exactly what happened.
right. So that's not. I'm talking about the actual record.
Shots.
The actual record. At the end of the day, we still reference Cannabis's records. Most people don't even mention or remember LL's records. That came
Nah.
out during that battle, right? But that's the
That was
whole
a big
thing,
shot.
right? Like, people want to put money over everything, which is fine. Go
But
ahead.
you know what? At the end
Do
of the
that.
day,
but
I
that
hate when
has not
people
won
act
battles.
like LL had a
At
good
the end of
diss
the
record
day,
back
though-
there.
Yeah, it was okay.
no one's
Man.
gonna play Rap Devil 5 years from now. Some
They
people
might, they
still,
might not.
They
You
might
never
still
know.
play Kill Shot.
Hey, but
It's
that's the
associated to
thing,
Eminem,
yo. You
so-
know what I'm saying? I'll still listen to the fucking Mariah Carey diss. That shit's hard.
Oh, that was a good video. Was it
No, I'm
Obsessed-
talking about
Oh, the one that
fucking
Eminem-
Eminem's diss to her.
Oh,
That
shit.
shit's hard.
Man, I like the one that Mariah Carey did to Eminem.
Ah,
that,
man.
that shit was crazy.
Yo,
but,
no
yeah.
disrespect to Gucci, man. We got the joint together on my last mixtape singled out. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? The joint's called It's Nothing. But no disrespect to Gucci. But you don't put a guy like Gucci Mane on an Eminem diss.
I feel you.
You like Pinocchio, his nose gonna grow. Like, nah, that's like, come on. Like, that's not the bar. Like, you should have put Nick Cannon on that
I
joint.
feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know how that could be taken seriously.
Nick Cannon versus
Mariah
Eminem.
Carey versus Eminem. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Weren't they like a secret couple back?
They
in the
were,
day,
and then
you
she
know,
tried to
kinda?
spar after he mentioned her a few times. So then she did the
Yeah.
obsessed shit, and Eminem's like, all right.
I just remember
he
Eminem
went
had a
in.
line about Hello
but how do
Kitty
you go in on
slippers.
Mariah
and
Carey?
in
That's
bed
whack,
when,
bro.
when he's 80 or something.
Say what?
I remember M having a line about Hello Kitty slippers and Mariah Carey in bed.
Oh man, he went in on Relapse. In Mariah's wine cellar, all I had for lunch was red wine, more red wine, and Captain Crunch red wine for dinner, breakfast and for lunch, and to soak it up and in between snack
But one
crackers
thing
to
is-
munch. Mariah, whatever happened to us? Why did we have to break up? All I asked for was a glass of punch. You see, I never really asked for much. I can't imagine what's going through your mind after such a nasty breakup with that laughing hung Louise Miguel. Nick Cannon better back the fuck up.
I hope we don't get sued for plagiarism. You know that whole
This is what I'm
shit.
saying. Like, I like
Relapse
M.
is hard.
I
The
like
accent's
M,
retarded, but the
some
relapse.
of the shit that he,
relapse
that
is
he
hard.
chooses to diss. Like I said, a lot of people say he likes hitting them soft targets.
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
What up, Ruby, I see you, homie.
I know we keep.
If you guys
it's like-
want to
this
join
like
in the conversation, please
Yeah,
join in the
everybody.
conversation
Everybody
with us,
watching,
like,
yo.
you know
Shout
what I
outs
mean?
to
Like,
Shane, Ruby,
we want to be
Danielle.
And
want
Daniel,
you guys to partake in the
Steve.
show, man.
I'm
That's what the
not
show's
trying- I'm
about.
not
You know what
trying
I
to
mean?
come
We
from a
want fan
stand
participation and
perspective.
crowd participation.
I'm just coming from the perspective
Yeah.
of
So shout out Ruby
the
Red,
battle.
man.
I
Dope
love the
musician.
show. I don't care who the people are. I don't care about the
Yeah.
status. But in the end of the day, most of the best battles that are won have always been won by the underdog.
Yeah. I feel you.
Because
I feel you.
they're in a position of having nothing and them overcoming or beating someone greater than them.
Yeah.
Is, like
You kind of have a point.
Common versus Ice Cube.
I'm just saying.
No, but you know what?
Yeah.
Common
In
versus
Eminem's career, you have the opposite point.
But he was the underdog.
Yeah.
In coming up.
But do you know what the
Coming
argument? I don't want to keep talking about Eminem.
Yeah.
We'll have to move on from that. I feel like it's like 3 weeks straight now. But the one point I do want to make with M though is because we keep having a conversation about who lyrical, who has he really sparred before, but who lyrical has actually had the balls to go at him before.
Because a lot of them respect him and don't want to go toe to toe.
Exactly.
That's what they say.
You know what I
I
mean?
feel
Like
you.
all
No,
the
no,
greatest
no,
rappers
yeah.
of all time are like, even Rakim's like, yo, M's nasty. Cool G
Well,
rap, yo,
my
M's
thing is,
nasty.
Why
Like,
would artists that are not as good as him, and they're not even doing it to get a rep or get bigger? Every situation is different.
Yeah.
But you ever
Yeah.
notice this too? The
Conviction
dude,
matters, man.
most of the dudes who have beefed with them, even though they're not as lyrical, are a lot more street. Have you ever noticed that? Like
yeah.
like Eminem did not want to run into Benzino.
No, of course not.
Hell no.
Not by himself.
RSO and all that.
Yeah.
Or what was the bang to the? What was his team when he did bang to this? Put your glass
Not
down
Made
and
Man?
Made Man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't want to run to the Made Man. Eminem did not want to run to
Yeah.
Made Man. That's hands
And that's
down.
the whole thing. How does somebody so lyrical or so whatever?
He didn't want to run into Ja, Irv, and Supreme,
Yeah.
and
I feel you.
nah, Em wasn't looking to run
so
into
it's
that.
kind of it's an odd his battles. It's not like he's choosing those battles. either.
Everlast? You
He
didn't
never
want to run to
chooses those battles.
Everlast. Even though Everlast was
Man
big at that
versus
time,
Everlast.
Everlast,
Yeah.
you come to Waddy.
Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Fred
Well,
Durst.
yeah.
Well, I wouldn't doubt Eminem probably would have thrown fist at Fred Durst. Yeah, it's my generation. Yeah, John, I know.
Insane
Take 'em to the
clown
Matthews
posse and stuff.
Bridge.
But no, Eminem is hands down like
He's ill.
yeah, he's ill, man.
there's no questioning that.
Like I said, like I was
He's
saying
at
earlier,
questionable points
in
of his
my
career.
opinion,
Everybody
the
does,
best
yeah.
album of this year is The Book of Ryan, and hands down,
you said-
Eminem has the best verse on that particular album. You know
Word.
what I mean? I'm not even gonna lie. Tony's downstairs. Who wants to get this? Should we Rochambeau to see who go gets Tony?
Is he here?
He's here.
Rochambeau, we got to kick each other in the nuts?
No, fuck. All right, I'm going downstairs. I'm not getting kicked in the nuts. All right.
I don't know. I thought you were referring to South Park.
I was talking about like rock paper scissors,
Oh.
but I'm gonna
That's
get Tony. We'll be
Rochambeau.
back. I'll be back. in a
Oh,
second.
real.
This is the first
Ross-
time I heard that
oh.
as Rochambeau.
Yeah, I've only heard that in South Park
no,
when they
like
kick
that.
each other in the nuts to the side. Rochambeau!
Nah, man.
Yo,
No
so
nut
Daniel
kicking.
says Eminem even put Mariah's voice at the end of her diss track saying Slim Shady. M vs ICP is entertaining as fuck, but I love both groups, LOL. Like Eminem and MGK. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I think it was good for hip hop.
That exactly. Now, but the next point we need to speak on though,
Yeah.
before we get off this, because this is a relevant factor,
Yeah.
is all the people on the internet. You know me, I'm always play conspiracy
Yeah.
theory, but the people saying that Interscope, this was all a marketing scheme.
Well, it's possible, but everyone
very possible.
Everyone's saying the majority of battles in the past few years have been about boosting sales. Now, if that was the case, how come certain people's album sales have not been boosted?
I don't think that was Drake and Meek.
Oh no, definitely not.
I don't think that was Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma.
Nah, not really. Technically, they both didn't have albums that came out that year.
No.
So
So it's funny people say this, but what beefs are we talking about?
Yeah.
I've heard people say it about Snack and Mad Child.
Yeah.
But those dudes are not cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I still to this day, salute Snack the Ripper for the free hat, by the way.
Bam, bam.
And tune in to Breaking Records Radio this Saturday at 8 p.m. on www.maximumfm to catch our interview with Snack the Ripper. But the point I'm making is, like, to this day, you still can't talk to either to them about the beef.
Yeah.
Because it's like, neither of them really want to speak on it.
Yeah.
And like it's a real
When people
tension.
have an issue, they have an issue with
Exactly,
it.
right?
That's the thing. That's what a lot of these things come out of.
Yeah.
It's not just about album sales.
So like I know people say that, but my question to them would be, which beefs are staged here? Hey, we got the man Ranks in the building.
Tony Ranks is in the building.
Hey.
Yeah.
Over here drinking coffee, nigga.
Brought the trap top this week. All right. So we got my man Tony Ranks in the building.
How you doing?
Yo, Mike is doing.
Yeah, man.
Yo, bro, you're supposed to hit me all day. Bro, you guys are really making me think this Eminem thing is fake.
That's what we were just talking
That's
about.
awesome.
Bro, hold on. So the same producer produced both records. One was done 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Someone hit me about some name of some character in some
Something's going on.
movie.
Well, yeah.
and
The dude
I'm like,
produced on the Eminem album. I don't think it was the MGK disc though, was it?
I don't think so. Yeah.
What's that?
Who knows?
No, because
what
that was
it
the Tay
is.
Keith beat. The one that's literally Look Alive, but with an extra piano note in it.
Yeah.
We are not the same, or whatever the fuck that
Fuck
shit
it,
is.
Yeah.
fuck it.
Either
Let's
way.
talk about. Have you guys seen this man's?
Let's not jump into me right now. Let me relax.
Okay,
and shit.
okay.
Nigga,
Okay.
Let me jump on, get some
Relax.
Wi-Fi. This
We won't
bitch,
jump
you know?
in. Okay.
Get a
Yeah,
little
get
live
it
stream
in.
into this
Get it
motherfucker. Let's
Hey.
get it.
Okay, hold on. So I brought this book. So I'm, saying like I got a
yo.
lot of books. I'm a book reader. I got like books that people don't have. I
We
got
just-
magazines from like 20, 25 years ago. I got Source, Double XL, Rap Pages. I got fucking John Blaze magazines.
This
That shit only
motherfucker
existed
is a
for, like,
hip hop,
3
literal,
Ooh, did you
physical
go to John Blaze?
encyclopedia.
John
What,
Blaze.
you get
home.
1 out of 6 episodes?
You know what I'm saying? Like when they had the battle and RZA was in the battle and going up against I think like Pumpkinhead or something. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
all those
Pumpkinhead
ones
was
in
nasty.
Oh, rest in peace to Pumpkinhead.
rest
His
in
birthday
peace.
just
R.I.P.
passed.
Okay.
Oh, word.
R.I.P.
Oh, yo,
Pumpkinhead.
I got a
That's
real
what's
story
up.
about that,
Yo,
dude, too.
Okay.
talk a little closer.
All right, yo,
to
check
the
this out, right? So, like, way back, I think it was like 2000, maybe 2001, like when I first met Adam Bomb and shit. Like,
Yeah.
he used to play me a group named Brooklyn Act, like Brooklyn
Okay.
Academy.
Yes,
like,
yes.
They were
Yeah.
fire,
Yes.
man. Like, so, whatever, we go check, you guys remember Jonathan Ramos?
Pumpkinhead, yo.
Yeah,
Yes, I remember Ramos Productions.
Yeah,
man. He was putting on
REMG,
everything.
right? He used to do all these shows at Comfort Zone called Elemental. Yeah, let me get in. Hold on. All right.
hold on.
So Elemental. So yo, check this
can't
out.
take
So
a shot till
the
my man
first
gets
time,
one.
the first time they come to Toronto, right? We go to their show, and you know we're hungry. Back in those days, man, used to battle
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
street.
yeah.
If you're a rapper, we're eating you up no matter what. So
I was there.
We get into a big thing in the Comfort Zone bathroom where I'm literally like battling like 14 different dudes
Yep,
at once.
yep.
And then PH creeps in. Oh, cheers, yo, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to PH, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, he creeps in and here's the man them dropping bars and it's like, yo, he gets in the cypher, gets in with us. He's like, yo, you guys are sick. I'm like, yeah, man, we represent Empire, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, he came to 40's crib, right? And we recorded a record called So Softly. And that nigga
Okay.
came in there. I remember him. He dropped this verse like he thought we're just some waste mans, you know?
Yeah.
Like he dropped this verse and then Bomb dropped his and I dropped mine. And I was like, yo, hold on a second. Yo, let me read too much shit. Yo, but at that moment, I knew that like, yo, like we could really spit. Cause like, you know, that's the first time ever rapping in front of Americans. You know what I mean? Like,
So you were
like
holding-
real
you were holding
lyricists. So
home,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, we're holding out home court. These guys
Yeah.
believe in our skills. And from that, it's like, no, rest in peace to him, man. Like
Yeah,
I was just
man.
thinking about that
Rest in
yesterday,
peace,
man.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's dope? Like a lot of people don't know, man. Like me and you, we go back to like just spitting on the intercom, spitting
Yeah.
the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song over the intercom in Mornell Court. You know,
Well,
Shout
this
out
is
to
the
Maverick,
story.
yo.
All
Shout out to
about.
Maverick.
Mike Brown,
Yeah,
bloop,
you know what I'm
bloop.
saying?
Yo,
'Cause, like we're still here making this music, and we go
yeah,
back.
but like long time. But like on some real shit though, like it was different back there. Those days, music was everything. Like we grew up in
Yeah.
Metro housing, fam.
Exactly.
It's like
That's
my
what-
mom's
that's what we
house was like a
had.
dance every Friday.
Yes,
Like I remember
yes.
big speakers. Like when people had sound systems. Remember when people had a stereo and it was like 15 different pieces?
Yeah.
That shit took
Yep.
like a whole wall. There was like a tape deck
Hey.
here, and an equalizer here, and an AM tuner here.
That's
and
still the
two-
way to do
Bro.
a real stereo system, in my
Real.
opinion.
But yo, that's when music was real, and that's when
Yeah.
music was life, and like we all grew up in that. It was music. Man, every man knew how to dance back in the days, bro.
Yes.
Like dancing was a thing. I don't know when dancing stopped being a thing. Like back in the days, like you couldn't even chat to a girl if you couldn't give her a proper bubble. Now you have to like man in the stand and pop a bottle of Henny and hold the
Yeah.
corner. I'm like, yo,
Now
you're
you
not
have
even
to do
bubbling on that
yeah.
thing, guy. Like, bro, like music was different back then.
Yo, I don't even what they're doing. Like when I see the parties, they're not even bubbling on girls. They're just doing some WWE stuff, dancing on their back, spinning. I'm like, yo, not creative, but what are you doing right now? Like, this is crazy. crazy.
What's the famous guy? There's a guy named I think it's Mervin or I think
got
it's Mervin the
braids,
Monster.
the braids,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
him. Yeah, that guy be like swan diving on
Yes.
things. Like I'm like, this guy just watched though. He's like, yo, I'm going to a dance tonight. Hold, put on some WWE. Let me watch. Yeah, let me catch our Hardy Brothers right now. Swanton diving on a thing. I'm like, yo.
Absolutely, that's so crazy. But yeah, man, like we go back to that,
Way
back.
man.
And even when like I first started, you know what I'm saying? Like I just met this. I was going to Trebas and whatnot, but you know I was going to a couple
You went
parties.
to Travis too?
Yeah, I
you
was
took
at
that
Travis.
hustle. You got
Yeah,
L like that too, eh?
you
They
know what I'm
suck
saying?
mad
Like,
niggas. Yo, mad niggas got
hey,
hit with like
man.
18 grand tuition back in the day.
Hey,
yo,
listen.
enough of you guys that can OSAP
I
that
still
over
owe
at
that,
Travis thing,
man.
eh?
listen.
No
I
matter
know
to
it's
OSAP
bad.
that
Yo,
over at
Mike
Travis thing.
Stone is too.
I still
But,
owe them, man.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember
Still, right? Yo, I think my Mizzle owes them. I know 40 went there too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo,
That's how
shout
40
out-
meant Gadget. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? Yo, I remember going to Gadget
See,
Studio.
that's the important thing about that shit, though,
That's
is
where I met
the
Kid Cudi.
connections you make,
Connections,
the
facts,
establishments,
man,
yeah,
facts,
that you
facts.
make with other people.
man.
I remember Gadget
Because
used to
not
be the
everyone
dog.
that goes to your
Yeah.
school is gonna make it, but somebody
Exactly.
will.
Yeah.
So it's all
Like,
about,
come
you
on,
know.
it's been like one.
Yeah, that's why you gotta be that
Yeah,
guy
there's-
who's nice
there's
to
two, you know,
everyone.
like 40 and Gadget. Everybody else is sort of just trickling along. But, like,
Kind of.
you know?
But no, I remember.
Right?
I remember like going to parties just back then, bro. And I remember it was a battle, and I was going up against one of the dudes in Empire, and I just remember thinking like, yo, I'm here with
Oh,
like
shit.
one dude. These guys are like fucking 15 deep right now. I really gotta watch what the fuck I say, cause you know. And I was real tiny back then. I'm still tiny. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying? But I
man,
was
look
real
at you,
small back
D's as
then.
hell right now. You look like a goddamn G.I. Joe, nigga.
I appreciate that. You're getting on your fitness tip too. So I appreciate
Yo, I have
that.
to, bro. I'm getting old, man. I'm trying to lose some weight. I ain't
yeah.
trying to die young. Eh?
Yeah.
Like the best thing about being fat when you're young is like when you lose weight when you're older, it's like you get a new life.
It's
like
a whole new
what? It's like all
Facts.
these bitches I used to like I
Facts.
couldn't bone before. I like smashed them and to cut them. Just like, oh, you like me now, eh? Oh, so you want a pipe now, eh?
Oh, get the vapor.
Yo, let me get to know
D.
you, baby. Yo, come through. I treat her
Yeah.
real good.
How
and
you
I just-
like me now?
And I dip.
Was that Bismarcky talked a song about that about Kane, how the girls wasn't
Oh,
playing
yeah,
him, and then when he
vapes.
became to get the vape.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yo, I want to do a record about that. Tell you the truth.
Yeah.
No. But I'll be evil.
Vapors, yo, Vapors might arguably be like top 20 best hip hop
that's a dope
songs of all
track.
time.
Yeah.
Such a dope track. Such a dope.
From a low tier MC, no disrespect.
Yeah.
Yo, Bismarcky, we trying to get that interview. Where's the other camera at? Yo, Biz, we want that interview, homie. No disrespect, you know what I mean? Oh, you know what I'm saying?
It up.
We got love for the Biz, the human beatbox,
Listen, though.
but yo,
Let me go back to what I was saying.
from a
though.
low
Oh,
tier
yeah, don't you guys
MC.
got like a list, like Joe Budden podcast? He'd be like, yo, on the docket today we have.
Nah,
You guys just sort of go with it.
we kind of go with it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we don't want to do it. Like, we're bro when they're having fun. It's Toronto
Yeah.
Talk. So if the people start interacting, and
That's
say,
the
hey,
thing. We
talk
want
about
the
this,
people to
we'll
discuss
talk
with
about
us
it.
what they want to talk
I should
about.
go live on my shit too.
Yeah,
though.
no doubt, no
Right.
doubt.
100% interactive. But like I was saying though, man, like before we
Yo,
got
but I
into
running
this-
up my data for y'all niggas show. You better give me the Wi-Fi. Niggas like, yo, go live. No, nigga, go Wi-Fi, motherfucker. Fuck you mean?
Yo,
I see
Yo.
Max FM2, 5G.
Yeah, that one. And
Passcode is this type of things. I don't want to say it over the
Yeah,
air.
yeah,
Niggas is
exactly.
greedy out here, bringing their
next
things
thing
out
you know,
here.
people will be sitting outside the station just on the like in
on their
fucking
phone, like,
Starbucks.
Like, nigga, yo, I still haven't seen that Avengers yet, though. Like, yo, let this creep up there, catch our Wi-Fi, fam.
Yo, we go Netflix and chill. They're just hanging out in the parking lot. Laying there, got like fucking tents set up and shit.
Man, to bring their laptops, you have a power source. You can literally like, have a house anywhere.
Yeah,
now.
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
You
I'm
come,
like,
there's a fucking street party in the
like,
parking lot.
imagine
People,
being-
Maximum FM Wi-Fi.
yo, imagine being
Yeah,
like a
the Wi-Fi
teenager
party.
now, right? Like, and you have no place to be face, right?
Yeah.
Well, you have a laptop and a computer, bro. Right? you could
shit.
go anywhere, fam.
Yeah,
You could be like, yo,
anywhere.
baby, come, man. Let's go
That's a
watch a
different
movie
world.
over here. Like, yo, I know there's some Wi-Fi here we can catch. We're going to sit here on this park bench and catch a movie, baby.
Yo, you remember the password?
Yeah.
I just typed it and it
It's like
didn't work
kinda
for me.
crazy, bro. Like I remember, like when I was a kid growing up, like I had to beat face in the weirdest places. Like I lived in housing too,
Going there,
so it's like you have to go like far. I used to like beat girls on the train tracks. In the Gordon Ridge staircase, the amount of girls I beat in the Gordon. People are probably gonna watch this when I go live and I fucked you in the Gordon Ridge staircase. Pissy smelling the whole 9 yards, bro.
Shout them out.
Growing
Drop
up,
some names.
growing up in Brantford,
Don't
it was
drop
all
any
there.
names,
There was
please.
no stairways that we were meeting up in, but it was like generally just like playgrounds.
Yeah.
It was the playground.
The parks, man.
Yeah,
White guys
exactly,
were about
yeah.
the parks.
Yeah,
bro, trust me.
white guys
Yeah.
are about the
Yo,
parks.
about
I'm
the
telling
park
you.
guys, guy, bro. I was like, what?
It's because we all come from fucking small towns, and that's the only place to
Yeah.
meet up. You ain't meeting up behind Harvey's, the fuck.
There was always
Hell no.
There was always
There's like
a friend
5
whose
people's
parents
backyards
worked.
facing that shit in a small town. You know what I'm saying? You go to the fucking park where there's a little bit of trees and shit, and at the night the playground's not so lit up, and you're like, yeah, we got some poom poom right now.
Boom, boom, right now. Yeah, right now.
All right, yo, check this out. Check it out.
All right,
Speaking
let's
of
go.
which,
Let's get it. Let's
See,
get
I got this
Adolescent
book.
sex.
Got this book, the book of rap list. I've had this for a long
What
time.
is the book of rat list?
It's remember Ego Trip? Like I'm saying, I'm a magazine collector, eh? Like I'm a book collector. So remember Ego Trip? Ego Trip was one of those crazy hip hop magazines back in the day,
Yeah.
real underground. But they had this book of lists, just mad lists compiled. I'm like, yo, let me bring it in. That's it right here. You know what I'm saying? Show it to the camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the
And I was
100
like,
cameras we got in here.
yeah,
Shit's
and I'm like, you know
confusing as
what?
Shit.
Let me bring this book in and you know whatever. And I'll just kind of open it up. And the first kind of page, I open it up to. I'm like, yo, get the hell out of here. This can't be the list that they want me. You know, like that I really just open it up to right now. So let me just
Yo, it is the most fire list I've
How
ever
do you go
seen.
live on this shit? Like I've
All
never
right.
gone live. Like,
Yo.
there a button for it?
I don't know, but that video you posted about being a father
Check out this
earlier
video.
Oh,
today.
nigga, that was
had
today
me
when I came home from
geeking.
work,
Yo,
nigga.
that had me geeking, bro.
All right. Oh,
Rex, check
okay.
this out.
All right. So
All
how
right.
do you do
I can
this?
see you.
All right, am I introducing the list?
Yeah, introduce
Yes,
the list.
I love when I get to introduce things.
All right. There we go. We live. Toronto
All
Talks.
right.
Am I live? Oh.
New York City.
Oh, yes.
If you are listening right now, we need you to drop some flex bombs on us. New York
We
City,
are
let's
not
go.
in New York City at all. This is Turono Talks. This is Toronto, not New York. Toronto.
Yes,
Shout out New York, though.
indeed. The world famous
the
DJ
fuck is singing
Mr.
my-
C. Names to get 10 best ways to.
You know who Mr. C is, right?
Yeah, yo. How's this face shit on my live? What is
All
this,
right,
nigga?
first.
Like,
I don't know. Oh, yo,
What the fuck is this,
yo,
bro?
what the shit?
What is going on here? We're
Yo, we
technologically
hitting this
impaired
motherfucker right now. Yeah, Joker motherfuckers. Yo, the other people watching this shit are like, what the hell's going on? Yo, this is crazy. I don't know what kind of.
yo, I don't know what kind of shit this is.
I don't know,
but,
man. You've been using that face filter on your gym selfies
Yo,
and shit?
bro,
Like,
yo,
yeah, I'm
nigga,
looking
like,
kind of pretty
yo,
right now.
I'm a clown, nigga. Yo, how the fuck you fix this shit, though? All right, hold on. I'm going to finish this and relaunch this bitch, yo.
Anybody out there with Instagram, professional skills, we need you on the show.
No, we
We
don't,
Facebook,
man.
like, nah.
use
All right, I'm
Instagram.
ending the
We
fucking
struggling.
video. All right, and then hold on.
Hey.
Technology.
Yo, bro. Yo, all right, I'm gonna try this shit again. I've never gone live before.
Yo,
ever.
we bugging
Hold on,
right
hold
now.
on. Yo, we tripping, bro. Yo, that's what happens if you add like an unknown element to something you guys got going. You bring me in, I'm like a wild card, man. All
Yo,
right.
but that's
there
fine.
we go.
We all about
See?
being wild,
Tony
dude.
Start live video.
There you go. Start that live shit up. All right, so like I was saying,
Got the real live.
All right,
All
Crown
right.
King done. Yo, we back on the
check
live
this
thing.
list out. Check
All
this
right,
Podcast
we're going
live.
to get
All
this
right, let's
popping
go.
for real. Shout out Dustin Wareham for bringing us the book.
Yeah.
Ego Trips, Book of Rap Lists. And the most interesting list is the list he pulled out.
Yep.
Wait, you just flipped the book and found this?
Dude, I just opened it up. I was gonna go take a shit, and I was like, "Oh, word! Let's
All right.
read this." I opened it up. I was like, "Man, this is the craziest fucking list."
So no disrespect to Mr. C, because we're trying to get that Mr. C interview. Holla at me, homie. You know what I'm saying? But so everybody knows the rumored accusations of Mr. C.
It's
Not
not
a
a
rumor,
rumor.
man. He
Well,
did that
all
time,
right.
like, twice.
If you get-
Is he a funny guy? I heard
Twice,
he's like a little, you know, like a hey.
Well,
Free
it
snaps
depends.
in the Z
It
formation type of
depends.
shit.
Because a funny guy is gay.
Yeah.
He
just
fucks
like
trannies.
Yeah,
So he's
So
gay.
he's like half a funny guy.
No, he's a full-time funny guy. Yo, a guy that fucks trannies is the next level of homo. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like when you know you like dick and you're just like, yo, I like tits too. So I'm just gonna get both. I want like give me a tranny with a 9-inch package.
Really
That's
into
the
life
motherfucker
and
that knows
accepting
who
whatever
it is.
comes
Like that
in the
nigga is really gay. Come on, bro. Let's talk facts here, bro. Like, if you didn't know, it wasn't like no ifs, ands, or buts. Like you're.
And he got caught twice. Twice.
Yo, he got caught twice.
Yeah, twice.
Twice.
he friends
That's
with
why it's
Puffy?
not a rumor thing.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Remember,
I heard that
yeah.
Puffy's mouth that like.
Yeah, I
Eddie
heard that
Murphy.
still.
Eddie
Oh,
Murphy
yo,
got
yo.
busted too.
We're not even getting into Puffy right now. Shout outs Playboy, get me on Revolt. You know what I'm talking about?
Yo, he's being investigated by the NYPD thanks to Eminem. That bar was too far.
Rex.
No, I fuck with that.
Check
bar.
out this
But
list,
so
though.
yo,
Check out this list
So
that
speaking about who
legitimately
DJ
opened up
Mr. C is, let's drop this in real fashion. New York City, it's the world famous DJ Mr. C. And we are gonna give you the 10 best ways for DJs to get ass.
You're lying, right? All right, let's go. Oh my God! Yo, all facts. We gonna laugh here. The book's right here. All facts. All facts. All right,
Fax
let's go.
me that,
Shout out
right?
DJ Mr. C, man.
Wow.
Big Daddy Kane.
And when he showed me this before, because I almost wish he didn't, but I promised not to read it because he showed me it outside, and I'm like, yo. I'm like, it's one thing, like, as a normal dude, right, when you're like, yo, get ass, you're like, all right, you got ass. But when you have been caught fucking trannies numerous times, like, ass is no longer a cool term.
That was a Wagga.
Right?
Shout out to the Wagga Wagga.
Right?
That was a crazy joke right there.
But yo, so that to me it was that was like almost the funniest part, just seeing that. He's
Yo, that is kind of funny still. Yo, he like totally downplayed getting ass. You know what I mean? Like that was not important.
Yeah, he's like,
better.
Yeah,
like the top way to get vagina, or like punani.
Right? Nah, you're getting ass.
All right, come on, let's do this.
Yo, shout out to Mr. C. We want to get that interview,
Breaking
Wreckords Radio. Yes, sir. You a legend in the game. Either way, number one, always have your
Can you get through this, yo?
I don't know if I can.
This camera's all over this place, bro. This like this place, like, yo, you guys got gold in here? Like, I've never seen so much cameras in one place in my life.
Fucking Federal Reserve in this bitch. we printing our own money.
All right, we gotta land the plane here. This is podcast practice. I'm gonna do my own soon, real soon.
Always have your tour laminate prominently displayed on you.
Your what?
The tour laminate.
This way,
like the sticker.
Yeah.
This way, girls can see who you're down with and stuff like that.
This
Always
came out
have
in the
those
90s,
magnets, the laminate, the VIP pass, and stuff like that. And I'm curious as what the stuff like that is that you refer to twice.
Wristbands.
The girls and the stuff like that.
The wristbands.
I think there's like a layered message here. I'm just playing, yo, Mr. C. We won't get that interview. I'm sorry.
What else you said on this list?
Get to the arena early. Instead of getting there at time, I needed to perform. I would always get there real early before we had to go on. That way I could walk around the arena with my laminate and make sure trannies noticed me and stuff like that. He said people.
This nigga tripping. All right, keep going.
He said people, not trannies. Yo, shout out to Mr. C. Shout out to Mr. C. Offer back.
This already started off bad, man.
Offer backstage.
Yo, I can't even lie. Like in Toronto, OVO sweaters like that still. You wear 1-2 OVO sweater. The guys like, OVO sweaters. Yo, nice it, bird.
Offer backstage invitations.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Here's a sign that says you want to get trained. They should be like, yo, battery lineup right now. So, like, yo, you see this laminate? It stands for battery over here.
That's probably what the laminate says.
Yes, the laminate. It says a big laminate
Give
of
me
a
ass.
Duracell. You know, there's a Duracell battery, just like yo.
Give me ass. No applicants denied.
All right, cool. So the laminate. What else he said about? What else? What's his other top 10 ways?
Offer backstage invitations. That's a long paragraph. Do we need to get into that? I think it's pretty clear what we mean when we say that.
Okay.
You got the creepiest fucking like
Here's like a phone
extra
voice,
radio
like a weird
voice.
phone
Like,
voice.
yeah.
Always DJ the after parties.
True.
Whenever you get the opportunity, show your skills and your tranny abilities. I'm just playing. All of that was tranny abilities. But see, what is all of that? When you speak so vaguely, I don't know what you mean.
Very true. He's quite vague.
Yo, shout out to Mr. C. You a legend. Let's get that interview popping.
Yeah, I fuck with him.
Yo,
Yeah. Shout out to
I
your tricks.
fuck with Mr. C. I'm just clowning so bad right
Shout
now.
out
I
to
almost
your
feel like
tricks.
I need.
Disrespect the
Like,
legends, even
I
if
don't
they're
know if
homosexual.
you want me to read the rest of these because this could get bad.
I need to put my phone up. So
Well,
I can
number
have a hold
5.
in my hand. There we go.
Are you only at number 5?
Number 5 is be
Wow.
persistent.
Oh, be persistent.
Shout out all the people watching,
It's
man.
got
Drop
Chuck
some
Woolery.
comments.
If you think she's hot, go for it. If you find out later at the telly she has a dick, don't be upset.
Yo, stop this.
You have to stop with the funny guy.
You have to keep that same energy.
I agree.
Keep
I
that same energy.
If you're homo, you're straight. Keep the same energy.
Keep
man.
the same energy.
Be persistent.
All right, be persistent. Once I read that, I'm like, man, this is just getting worse by the.
Like I said, it was a list
Oh
that I
my
found,
God.
and like when I read it, I was just like, oh man, this list is
Dustin
kind of.
knew this was gonna
bro.
fucking.
That's better. Fuck.
Dustin
You know,
knew
from
this
that
was
DJ
gonna
Mr.
tear
C
me in
perspective.
half.
That's better.
Pause.
Man.
I did not mean that on some Mr. F son.
Yeah.
I can't even talk, man. That's just killing me.
Wow.
Number 6. Play it cool.
Wow.
That's it.
I was
I feel
hoping
like
we
I'm
could
getting
get
dated
past
at a
that without
restaurant
laughing.
like that, right?
Okay. Fair
See, I
enough.
could go so many ways with this, but we'll say what he actually said this time. There were times when I was around Scoob, Scrap, and King, and there was a bunch of girls around them. I wasn't so motivated towards that aspect. I was a little more...
You did not say that.
Okay, he really said
stop
Scoob.
paraphrasing,
He really
bro.
said Scoob, Scrap,
You
and
need some
Kane.
verbatim
He did
here,
say
bro.
that.
There were a bunch of girls around them.
did say that.
Now we'll finish properly. They were a little more vocal and energetic than me about their approach to women back then.
That one kind of, I was just like,
He says that for real. That's not bullshit. Read that. That's not bullshit. Wow.
Okay. Be open-minded about locations. That's kind of like that one, too.
you guys were just talking about that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Be open-minded
Yo.
about location.
Hey, location is everything.
Location is key.
When you
But
don't
last
have.
but not least, just say who you are. Like,
Oh shit, I got more than
I be telling girls I'm Gerald all the time. Like, yo, what up, baby? Yo, my name is Gerald.
Hold on.
Yo,
Hold
your
on,
boy
hold on.
Bill
Is
I
says.
that
want to be the
name?
coolest Gerald ever.
Yo,
Next
your
to, like,
boy
Gerald
Bill
the Bird,
says, "What
would
the
you never
fuck
be
are
like,
we
I shot
doing
that
here?"
nigga Gerald. Like,
Yo, what up, Bill?
Come on, you ever
That's
been a
Spex's
real
brother
gangster
right
nigga?
there.
Be
We're
like,
just
yo,
having
I
fun,
heard you got
brother.
beef with Gerald. Like, yo, fat.
Okay, do me a favor.
Gerald.
Do me a favor.
I'm Gerald.
Do me a favor. If we're ever out somewhere and the girl's like, "Hey, what's his name?" Just give me that look, and I'm gonna know to say, "Oh, that's
Gerald.
my nigga Gerald."
Gerald, man, where?
Just give me that look, and I got
Yo,
you.
you
Now
are
that
like the
told me that,
coolest Gerald ever. I'm like, that's the name,
Gerald.
bro.
That's
There's
Gerald.
no gangsters
Yeah,
named
yeah.
Gerald. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shout out to my boy
Yo,
Jared.
is there like a shot from your name like Gerald? Like, yo, man, they look at the Gerald, you know, oh, man, they low to the thing, you know, oh. Yeah.
Gerald.
Yeah, Gerald, I'm calling, you
my
know,
guy Gerald.
GG Gerald, you know, blood clot. Yo, shot at that.
Shout out all the Geralds out there.
All right, but yo, all right, let's keep this going.
Yo,
keep this
I
going.
feel like this is an episode of Stretch and Bobito right now. We're literally just laughing. Like,
We're just having fun, man. It's
half the
Toronto
people are
vibes.
probably listening, like, what the fuck is going on?
We got Tony Ranks in the building. If y'all don't know,
Yo, this motherfucker's
Tony
hilarious.
Ranks, aka Mr. Scandalous, back in the day. You know what I'm
AKA
saying?
Gerald.
Yo.
AKA Gerald. That's what's up.
Hold
You
on.
See him on the street, shut him out.
DJ Mr. C would like to make 2 more points on the following list before we continue moving
Yes,
forward
sir.
with today's regular scheduled programming,
Where's
okay?
Wanda, Mr. C?
So DJ Mr. C next. Rule number 7. Now this one's a metaphor.
Okay.
Always be willing to give away shit.
Word.
Like, what does he mean, like merch?
I think he means booty.
Why does everything result back to booty with this guy?
Because we all know why already.
Because this C, oh, that's what the C stands for.
Yo, DJ Mr. C, we just playing, man. We want that interview. Come do Toronto Talks. Yo,
Yeah.
endorse me. You know what I mean? We'll send you our records.
And this is
Yo,
tomorrow,
shout out
man. Like,
Mr.
we'll
C.
take you down to church. If you're not down with it, we can take you to church too.
Take
like,
you
know
to
what I'm saying?
Harvey's
Your
on
choice,
Jarvis
you know
if
what I
that's what you want.
Oh no. Do they still have Hooker Harvey's? Does that still exist?
Yeah, that shit
No,
exists
this
still.
still ain't working the track down.
Yo, they work in the
Nah,
track.
nah.
They might
I
be.
Yo, I'll tell you personally,
I
as
was
far
think-
as
I was
1
think-
year ago, they were still walking that track. Or about 1 year and 8
I
months
used to
ago.
live right there, like I don't
Like
know
Carlton?
spot, right, like Jarvis, right there. And
Okay.
it's like right just south of.
Shout out to
Harvey's.
Hooker Harvey.
I'm not gonna air out the story, but within the less than 2 years ago, I inquired.
Yeah.
That's
I got-
real.
Yo, I know you guys heard me talk. I'm all about paying for pussy. Gentlemen, it's the cheapest way to
Hey.
get this pussy. Like
Hey.
men never talk
It's
about
cheaper than
how
dinner.
expensive dating is.
Yeah.
You know
Right?
what I mean? Like,
Okay,
bro,
so let's talk about it.
Hey, there's a conversation.
bro,
Talk
this is
about it.
dating
Mr.
is
C?
expensive. Bro, like Tinder, not as expensive as Bumble. Bumble bitches think they're like some Queen Sheba shits. Like they're all like, ooh, I'm a business executive, business manager, blah blah blah. I'm like, so, and you're expecting me to pay for dinner, bitch? Can we just go Dutch real quick, right? Like I think that all online dating should start with Dutch. You guys agree? Like, but as a man, I always pay, right? Because I'm just taught that way. Like, you know, as a man, you take a girl out, you pay. But I honestly believe that when it comes to the internet age of dating, where it's like there's no work put in, I don't think that you should be obligated as a man to pay the bill when it's uncertain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but then that means you got to show
Yo,
that you're a man. So
my
how
argument-
how do you bring a girl in without showing her that I'm a man, I can take care of you without paying for things? You know, like I've been on like 5 in a month, and it literally like set me back. I was almost late for rent. I was like, yo, bro.
That I agree with. But the thing I will say is, I think whoever asked to go to dinner is the one who pays.
Well, do you do like a coffee thing, something cheap? Like,
You
what
could do that if that but if I start talking to a chick, if she's the one who's like, we should get dinner sometime, then I'm like, all right, this bitch bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I've had girls ask me to go for dinner.
There's a whole team of bitches that just go online for free shit. They're just like, yo, I lost my job. I'll just open up Tinder. I'll be set for a month.
But tell me,
I'll get rent from this nigga.
tell me straight though, like. Because is that not the biggest, like, not even a red flag, but just turn off when you start talking to a chick and then the first thing she asks, like, what are we going to do? You want to go here? Or, like, she's suggesting shit and you're like, all right, you're looking for someone spending money. I just, like, that conversation's deaded. Like, I don't even respond back. Like, that's just, like, deaded in the middle. Like, don't you find that most frustrating shit? Like, I don't know. Because with me, it's always been, like, there's got to be, like, there has to be some sort of, like, you want, like, pussy is pussy, cool. That's that. But like when it like comes to like some shit where I feel like I'm being used off the jump, like I just separate myself from that immediately. Like that's not even like you're not even getting dinner. You know what I mean?
Like,
the girl who played cool, it was just like you got a cute smile or some shit. You know what I mean? Just played it simpler. Wanted to talk about aliens and some shit like that. I would take you to dinner or what? Cool. You know what I mean?
All, like,
but like
fuck dinner. Like
fuck dinner, yo.
Like my take is like if we go to dinner, I'll start with an app and blaze you with like 4 shots. By then you're already saucy, you already care about the food. And by that I can off like a smash already. And if you let me smash it the first day, you're gonna kind of fuck up. That's what I mean. Like as guys, we go with the attention. And then when we get the pussy, it's like, oh, I got the pussy too quick. You know how many times I've done that?
Yeah.
But, you know, but it's an iffy situation. I'm single. I don't know.
In that
right
situation
now, I'm
too.
dirtbag. Like I'm just like a hoe, like in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, but like I go on dates, but now I don't even have to do that anymore. Like it's sort of weird. Like you know, it's just like I don't have to really take you out. Like all I gotta do is just bring you back home, and it's like, so how long is it gonna take you to get me back home?
You should start up a dating column and call it "Scandalous Dating Advice."
No, man, I have no idea, bro. I've been single longer than like fucking Game of Thrones been on air. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, but like I've been stroking pussy and shit like that, of course. But I'm like I haven't been like wifed up. You know what I mean? Like
that's
you know
what
what
I'm
I mean?
saying.
Like
you
know, gaining 15 pounds, like a girl having a drawer full of panties at my crib. Besides, like my daughter, nothing like that, you know. And that's also too because my daughter's so grown. I think it's harder for me because like I be talking to a bitch that's like 28, and I'm like, fuck. You're like 8 years older than my daughter.
True.
Like, but all my brothers be like, yo, she's 28, go in. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, psychologically.
Because your
I feel
girls,
like I'm 45. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel
yeah.
like I'm 8 years in the fucking future. And it's like, nah, bro. You're not even 40 yet. Sometimes I'm like, yo, just turn 40 already. Bro, when you turn 40, I'm trying to speed it up. I'm like, fuck, man.
You got a child that's, you know what I'm saying, like, you say 20?
17. She turns 20. I had my child when I was 17, turning 18 or 18, whatever. And now she's turning 20.
Okay, I don't even have a kid yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the anxieties like, yo, I gotta hurry up.
I have one already. My mom's still like, yo, you're not breathing another girl. So I no more pitting in my, I'm like, yo, mom, calm down. Like, you think I'm just gonna go out there and splash and anything? Like, you want? My mom's like telling me just to go bareback everywhere I go. Shout out to mom. Your parents give you condoms, mine's take it away. Like, yo, I want grandkids. You got condoms in the house? I'm taking them with me. Like, fuck, serious.
Damn, same shit happened to Mr. C too.
Yeah. Oh shit, people are watching in comments.
Yo, shout out Mr. C. Shout out Mr. C.
All right, yeah.
We're trying to get that interview.
Dropping some comments. We live on Facebook.
Hey.
Yeah, I see them dropping comments, dropping some shit on mine. Let me read it.
Yo.
We got so many different streams going on right now. It's crazy. Shout out Maximum FM.
Yeah. Shout out Max FM.
But yo, interact with us, please. We want, you know what I'm saying, viewer interaction, man. If y'all got stuff you want to talk about the city.
Oh, shit. Bill just said
music,
people pulling
anything
off
like
shirts
that,
and
come
shit.
on, man. Let us know. Talk to us. This
Bill
is
said
Turono
people pulling
Talks,
off shirts
hashtag
and
I heard
shit.
something
Turono
about like
Talks,
some battle happened and
have
some
some
guy
fun,
took
man.
off his shirt. And then they're like, I know I pay attention. You guys watch battle raps? Anybody into battle rap?
Yo,
as much
yo,
as
you know
Yeah,
what?
it's king of the
As
battle.
much
Yo,
as
like,
I
yo,
love,
can we just say that Toronto's kind of over battle rap right now?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yo, because King of the Dot was a huge thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
skinny organic being like regular guy,
Yeah.
to like organic being like organic. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, when did all the man turn into shotters? Bro, I go on Instagram, and pure gully niggas, these guys are like, yo, my guy. Like they're bigging up all the goons, and I'm like, when did that happen,
Wow.
bro? Like when did that? But the fame, right?
Yeah,
Toronto,
yeah.
King of that sort of blew up the
Yeah.
same time Drake blew up, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
Toronto got a lot of guys that were famous and making money out of nowhere,
Yeah.
but damn, homie, like. Nothing changes goons more than fucking fame.
Yeah.
Straight the fact. Like,
Yeah.
look, 100%, bro. Come on, look at our situation. Like, we have the greatest artist in the world, biggest artist of all time.
Yeah.
That man claims a hood he never grew up in.
Yep.
And that's the first time I fucking
Shout out
ever
to
heard
Drizzy.
that.
Yeah.
Like, in my life. I get it, because them men back
Yeah.
they're his brothers, right? But, bro,
You're not from
like, you're
there.
not from
Yo,
them
yo,
ends. Like,
you
gotta
bro,
be
you didn't
careful,
grow up
though.
in housing. Like, you don't know what, I've been to that rec
Yeah.
center in G-Way, bro. I used to go there and get 50-cent breakfast. Like, you never grew
Yeah.
up there with those guys. But
Breakfast
that's the
Club.
hood. It's like,
Yeah.
and I realized that in Toronto, it's like, this is the only place where man will claim hoods that are not from.
Yeah,
Like, it's
straight up.
insane. I don't know what
it's
the
the only
value
way
is of that.
it's the only place it's acceptable.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if that could go on in the States.
But you
I
know
don't know
what-
if a guy from like that could actually no, because Prodigy was
I was
from
just gonna
Long
say
Island.
Long Island and then
I
claimed
was just
Queensbridge,
gonna
right?
use him as
So
an
maybe that's
example.
what's
But
going on in
he
hip-hop.
grew up there, you know what I'm saying? Like he ditched school to go spend time there.
That's
as,
what
you
I was
know
gonna
what I'm
say.
saying,
He
when was on
actually
the
went
hoodie.
out of his way to spend
Yeah,
as
yeah,
much
yeah.
time there possible.
Drizzy is kind of weird though, because he went and got Galloway men's, plus he got Malvern's men's at a time where Galloway and Malvern's were kind of
Yo,
like,
shout out
That
to the
shit
homie
dead, though,
Drake.
Like, 'cause remember, the Galloway and Malvern were ended like the summer going like 2006. You know, like when certain
Yeah.
men are locked up. I'm not gonna say their names, but there's only certain niggas dropping bodies. You know, it's a couple of men that are licking off shots, but then the
Yeah.
rep built, and that rep trickled down, and he sort of got like the younger generation that's coming
Right.
up with him.
Right.
They had that G-way rep from them time there because they weren't murking, man. These guys are in a great position right now to sell music and change lives.
Yeah.
So they're not they're
They
popping
should
niggas.
be.
Yeah.
But like that was the first time I saw it, bro. It's like It's like, bro, like you met these niggas when you're 20s. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like
When
I
he
never
was doing
seen that.
Degrassi, 'cause
Like,
Degrassi was
I never
being
seen that
filmed.
in the history of like Toronto. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like just but it made me realize how valuable hood stuff is. Like
Yeah.
that look, that like we
That
want to.
stamp.
And now is that hip
Yo,
hop?
'cause
Is
if
that
you
what's
don't-
driving the?
If you don't have the streets, you got nothing.
But that's so stupid, right?
No,
Like,
but it's because the streets are always the bending curve of what's trending and what's
I
not.
don't even say that. I'll say it like this. As far as who makes things, the tastemakers are always a young black audience, but the most important
But it's the
audience that a
streets.
commercial business makes a product for is the 14 to 19-year-old white girl who buys that shit.
That's
but
the streets.
The streets are what give it that stamp before that girl
Yeah, it
wants
gets
to
to
go
that
and
point.
buy that shit.
Yeah.
So it's a yin and
But
a
I say
yang,
they're
you know
kinda
what I'm saying?
side
There's-
and side as
there's
well, too.
tastemakers and there's
'Cause-
money spenders. We, you know, I say we, but the streets are the ones that stamp something.
thing
and,
is,
you know what I'm saying, suburbia
Here's a
goes
good
out and spends
example, right?
money on
But
it.
like, look at Eminem, right?
Right.
Most of his audience, white, middle class,
Yeah, they spend money on his product.
people that complain about anxiety.
Western
of the
world,
week, and then all of a
right?
sudden-
They
Like
spend money on his
people
product.
who experience white privilege their whole life and don't even realize it exists.
Yeah.
That's the majority of Eminem's fan base,
He
right?
still got that street stamp from before
Yeah.
that. Before
Well,
them, before
as,
them.
as a lyricist and as paying dues to hip hop, he did, but he's never really got a street stamp. But the point I'm trying to make is that the streets are the tastemakers as well as what you're saying. You need that stamp approval first.
Right.
But at the same time, you got to think about it. Like in the streets, who is really debating what's real hip hop? It's not the 40-year-old OGs and shit like that, because there's a few of them out there schooling who they can. For the most part, most dudes who are involved in the shit,
Yeah.
you're either in jail, you're locked,
Yeah.
or you're done, or you're dead.
yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
but
There's-
I'm just saying in Toronto,
Like, it's
I
kind of a
noticed-
dying breed,
I
right?
noticed
The
that when
older-
the fame and the popularity increased from people
Right.
that ain't from those
Yeah,
environments.
that's
You know
when
what I
they
mean?
started-
That's when they started to
kind of
change.
gold.
You sort of see
Yeah.
them sort of like curving up and hugging up to man them that are from
I
hoods.
got you.
And
And they
I saw
wouldn't
that.
have been
Like
doing that
I
prior to
understand that in like hip hop, you know what I mean? Like in rap. But when I even see it trickle down to battle rap, when I would go to King of the Dot events at first, it was just like a bunch of nerdy white kids, man. And eventually it got popular.
Oh,
and
shit,
then the
even
man
in the
started
battle
coming
rap.
true. And then all of a sudden it's like I'm seeing guys getting VIP, like walk by the line that never were supporting the whole thing in the begin with because there's certain mans from certain ends and people want to be down with those man. They sort of make that change in that. And that's just what Toronto was like. You know what I mean? To me, it's like as soon as you get a little bit of fame, what you want around you is a hood to claim you. Like I talked to 40 about that numerous occasions. Like me and him be sitting at the crib. I'm like trying to explain to him, like, explain to me why is the value of you like having, say Rexdale man back you and stuff. Like, we knew you way before that. But then like you get on and now you have to have a hood claim you. And it's like I don't know why Toronto has that, or maybe that's how the whole world works.
No, that's everywhere though. It's the same reason like people like Chris Brown and stuff get big and have to claim Bloods. It's the same thing. Everybody they look for that street acceptance. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, it goes kind of back to what you were saying, but like the streets decide what's hot. But the young people decide what's hot. But it's the young people in the streets that decide what's hot is the point I'm trying to make. It's not the young kids in fucking Brantford, Ontario, going to North Park Collegiate that decide what's hot.
Money on what's hot.
It's the young people in the streets that decide what's hot. It's not the OGs that are still around. It's not like that's the point I was trying to make.
Bro, how you calling me when I'm on the podcast? I said you commenting and you calling me PvP. Nigga,
hey.
No, that's
why you calling me, bro?
It's the young people in the streets that decide what's hot. So even if, you water down the streets to where it's been now compared to where it might have been 10, 15 years ago, there's still a certain level of solidarity or something that you need to relate and compare to, right? So, and that's why I think there's that importance of artists like Drake and stuff having to claim a hood. Like, if you're coming up like, yo, Richmond Hill, whatever, like you're repping, you know what I mean? Like, people aren't going to connect with that.
No, that's the thing.
He got on based on talent, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he was the Don.
He wasn't repping nothing
From
at
he was like, yo,
first.
the city is mine. Which one? TR, one TO, DR.
But-
Way before anything, bro. Right? Man, they were already rating him. But then as soon as like the things sort of pick up, it's like you have to latch on to
because it's the States, you got to understand. Everybody in the States, everybody in the States has the streets approval. So people in the States aren't from Canada. So they don't know what in Canada has the streets approval. But if you can get some people to back you from some of the most significant or notorious known areas, well then therefore to the rest of the world, the streets where you're from have your back. That's what it's about. It's not a Toronto thing to me even at all.
It's just the P's that is, right? So it's the two P's, like P squared. It's perception and protection.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Right? So it's perception and protection, right?
Exactly.
Random won't touch you for protection, and the perception is
but it's
not
just so
be touched.
it's so interesting because like the three of us when we grew up.
And he never needed that image.
We're trying to like stay away from those places. We're trying to like make it where it's like,
who's trying to go to jail again? Like, bro, I'm done with that, bro. Like, I haven't been in City Hall in 4 years. It's been the best 4 years of my life. Knock on wood, knock on glass, knock on everything. I'm not going back, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done with that. But once again, I knew the perils of that. Like only few of us get true. Like there's certain man I know that they're moving away, they're doing the thing, and they're moving smooth, so they're set. But the majority of niggas get caught up. You know what I mean? Like maybe 2 out of 10. Like I'll say like 20% get true. The other 80% get locked up, spend more time in jail than they do on road. Got mad baby mothers everywhere. They come on the road, they sleeping in the grandma's crib. I've been there, bro. I know what it's like. Like when police kick off your door. The first thing they do, when you get kicked off your door, they say, okay, boom, they lock you up, you get your bail. They say on your bail condition, you can't go back to your home. You know what I'm saying? And then automatically you're like, fuck, I have my house, I have my lease on my house, I can't go back to my house. So you end up living with a family member or something like that. But like, I'm trying to avoid those situations at all costs. But I get it though. Like if you're not in the streets,
you're not gonna understand.
You're not threatened by the streets, but you need the perception of the streets and the protection of the streets. So I guess one goes with the other. But I'm just saying that I witnessed that in Toronto from like everybody. Like I love everybody. Congratulations on all the successes, but I witnessed this. I know who you guys were before this, and I know who you guys are now, and I see it. Maybe I'm like crazy maybe that's why Ryan's calling me. He's like, yo, we're not. Yo, that's what
he just called me too, man. Shout out PvP. I sent him a text. What's up, bro? Like, we live here. Like,
bing, bing. What do you say?
Hey, yo, shout outs PvP.
Oh, that's what he's talking. Nah, G. Yeah. You know, see, he commented because he heard me say what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, I see how men move now versus how they moved before they got fame. Plain and simple. Like, your circle shouldn't change when you do. See me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, and we have to make a quick interruption right now from DJ Mr. C live from New York. He wants to give you guys one more rule to his list.
Oh, this is the last one?
It's the last rule.
Okay.
And this one, above any, has more meaning to them than anything else. We will just give you the title. Spit Game.
Yo, why do you have to make the C stand?
No,
for-
this whole list is so inadvertent.
I had to wait. You're
you
like,
were
we got
waiting.
off the topic, and I was
Shout
about
out
to
DJ
cut it, and I'm like,
Mr.
this will be
C, man.
funnier if I wait like 10 minutes, then we
Drop
talk
it
about
in.
something else, and then just
But anyway,
come in
what
with
were we
it.
talking about before we got derailed?
No, we're talking about, you know, say like
changing and
Oh yeah. No, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
Toronto right now is on the top of the game.
Yeah.
Like, musically. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk about the music. Like, right now, especially me, like, we're going to talk about my song,
Yeah.
Demon Season, right? I've never seen so much man get licked down in a summer in my life in Toronto.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I've been around through
summer.
mad Somerville guns,
Yeah.
bro. But this one, to me, was, like,
Yeah.
crazy. And what it really hit me is when that man went and lick up Danforth.
Yeah.
You know,
That
I'm
shit
like,
was
yo,
fucked
I'm
up.
like, yo, hold
That was a
on,
wild
bro.
night.
Yeah.
How did that guy get a strap? Like, who, like, you don't give retard guns, man. You know, like, guns is power. In the hood, like, back when I grew
Yeah.
up, like, for me to buy a strap, I had to go through, like, 2 man and pay, like, almost 3 racks for it. And I had to, niggas, I know niggas that I knew that grew up in the same building as me
Yeah.
went to buy a strap from the same guy I bought mine from. They took the niggas' money and bust shots at him and made him run away.
Yeah.
So when I went to buy mine, I was already paranoid of that. But
Yeah.
maybe because I did some dirt, they already knew I was legit. They wouldn't mind giving me the power.
Yeah.
But it seems like in Toronto right now, you could, any man
Anybody
could get a
can
gun.
get it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, bro, I don't know how the OGs, like, don't they want to
Just
protect
handing
themselves
out the guns
too?
and-
No,
like,
that-
remember, like, as soon as you give a man a gun, that man
Yeah.
is on the same level as you.
Yeah.
Whether you're rich or not, like,
Yeah.
you guys both have the same power. He could take your life just as easy as you could take his, but they're just giving him away right now. And
The
it's
problem is I don't think there's enough OGs.
that's kind of a
That's,
problem.
that's the
maybe
issue in the
still,
States,
problem.
too, but it's the same thing here. There's not enough OGs because it's like the exact same thing you just said. 20% get through. The rest of them,
like, locked up. Or
you
dead.
locked up.
A
Or
part
you,
of that's a problem. A part of it is also gentrification.
Gentrification's
what's happening is,
huge.
you know, with
The neighborhoods
gentrification,
become-
you get
yeah.
A lot of
younger
people.
crowd
Yeah,
coming
that's
in
huge.
with different money. They want a different taste in drugs. You have people
Yeah.
fighting over a particular territory. Instead of, let's say, selling nickel bags, dime bags, they're now selling 8 balls, but they're selling a lot of 8 balls on a Friday night. And
about
this
that,
man
though,
wants
man.
this, and this man wants that. You know
Like,
what
come
I'm
on,
saying?
like, come on, I've been in the game for long. Like, nobody sells more drugs than white guys and Chinese guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Straight up. If your connect is not motherfucking Chinese or
Yeah.
white, bro, you're not on the top of the food chain. You know what I mean? Like, you're underneath a man that's underneath a man that's underneath a man. But so
I
you
feel
can't
you.
say it's the drugs, right? I think it's more of the trend. I think it's the music. Like, even when
Yeah.
you ever see Toronto rappers that,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, I follow them
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Instagram and shit like that
Okay.
on like, whatever their
Words and
website.
shit like that.
Yo, bro, every time I screw through the feed, it's like, auto-tune tune with some man talking about popping
Yeah.
his strap.
Okay.
Straight, like
Every
over and over. But then somebody gets licked down and then it stopped the violence and a
Yeah.
week later it's
Everybody
back
watching.
to
Back to the music.
popping
Yeah.
the strap. You know, I'm watching, I'm like, is this what the kids aspire to be? Like, is that
Right.
the look, right?
Right.
Is intelligence gone? Because with the death of lyricism comes the death of intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Like, Eminem is
Hey.
great because he's a great lyricist. He was respected from a ghetto art form that was based on intelligence. Because to be a good rapper in those days, you had to be intelligent,
Yeah.
witty and clever
Hey.
enough to get your point across in a way that people's like, yo, this nigga's dope.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden times changed and it sort of shifted.
And
I
the
think,
more
like,
dumb you were, almost
but now
became
it's
more
like,
popular.
like the Little Pumps is killing it, and,
Yeah.
and I like some of their music. Like I could vibe to their tunes, but I'm not gonna sit there and get inspired by them. But
Fuck
I'm
no.
grown.
No, I feel
Yeah.
the same way. Like I could bump this shit and have a good time when I'm doing the dishes or whatever, but I'm not rating it. Like
Yeah.
okay, you guys are saying
So-
something. You guys are giving me knowledge.
Now this brings up my
As
next.
a DJ, I love this shit because it'll make me fucking.
This
money.
brings up a
Girls
question
dance.
for me now.
Like Joe, Mike, so you're too. Like Freddie Fair be doing his thing from time.
Yeah.
Is there a young generation of lyricists in Toronto? Because
There's
I
a-
cannot
far as
find
few,
it,
man.
man.
They're there, but
Shout out
these
Shaolin.
days, There's a lot of them,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, shout
I'm
out my
one.
dude Shaolin, man.
I'm
Bars.
on.
Just
I'm
far as
on.
few,
Shaolin
man.
is dope too. Like
Right?
I try
Shaolin.
to find, I'm looking for that 18, 19-year-old kid that's just sick. That's like bar heavy, nuts
Yeah.
with it. But I
What
swear
happened
they
with
don't
Pride?
exist.
Pride was really good. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know
Like,
who that is.
Right, he was, yeah, D Pride,
Yeah.
man.
D
Like,
Pride,
was
yeah.
sick.
Yeah, bar.
Wasn't he like
Oh,
a
yeah,
saga
mad
cat?
bars.
Though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, soccer
Brampton.
guys are different. Hey,
Yeah.
yo, Brampton and Scarborough, man,
Yeah.
Pickering, man, and Ajax, stop claiming the 6.
Yeah.
You're in the fight. If
Damn.
the TTC doesn't go there, you're
You say the
not from
905
Toronto,
can't
fam.
bring
Right?
the fucking
Yeah, come on.
416.
Look, can we just agree? If the TTC
Yeah.
doesn't go there,
You're not
in
Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Straight the fuck. I know they're trying to build trains that go like north and they
Yeah,
get
yeah,
squeegee
yeah,
in
yeah.
Regent. But like if you pass like Steels, like you're out. That's you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but like everybody claims Toronto, but I just don't know where the young lyricists are
GTA.
anymore. Like the young
Yeah.
lyricists, we need them. We need a movement of young dudes. That's why I'm hoping this Eminem thing.
Yeah,
takes
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
Because I was
agree.
like, bro, like between him and Machine Gun Kelly, power of white people, that motherfucker's got like 200 million views between the two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Eminem broke
insane.
records, YouTube
bro,
records with that
those-
shit.
Like Drake could go keys, do you love me 60,000 times and not get that
Yeah.
type of lick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo,
bro,
you know
like,
what?
They got that lick
Yeah.
off quick. You know what I'm saying?
You know
Like,
what? And that's one thing about Drake. No disrespect to Drake, because
He's a GOAT.
I think
I call that nigga a GOAT because he could beat anybody.
top 5 greatest entertainers of all time.
Bro,
hands
listen to
down.
me. He's sick
Really?
with his pen.
Top
Yo,
five
now that the album
entertainers
is
of all
out,
time.
Entertainers.
Entertainers.
All right, at least
He's a whole
top
No,
10.
man. I'm talking about MC, bro. Like, I write songs. It takes me a while to
His
pen bars.
pockets are fucking
Musical
I was with 40. I was with
entertainers.
40 one
Not
day.
entertainers.
Like,
on
one day I
every
was with 40
scale.
at the studio.
Musical entertainers.
And then
about that one.
the night,
Yo, look
that
at
night
the
Drake
way
came to the studio.
Our generation,
The
though.
next morning,
No, I
40 called me
understand
and
that.
goes, yo, you got to come listen to this new Drake record. And I'm like, wait, he did a whole new record overnight? Because I listened to the album the day before. He's like, yo, come listen to the new record. And it was that record 8 to 10.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
did that in a span of like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like, wrote the whole thing,
Shout out
composed the
Drizzy.
hook. Like, that man is a genius. Like, don't let no man diss him. He's where he is because he's really good at
No,
it.
I feel you.
And
I
he
feel
makes
you.
these
Yeah.
songs quick. Like, I've witnessed it. I've seen, I'm like, yo, I think these records are taking months. Like, if you have a ghostwriter, you have to organize so much shit.
No,
Nah,
but-
nigga. He's going into the studio like 4 a.m., leaving at 7 a.m., and making a
But
fucking
see, you
hit
know
song.
what? I
Absolutely.
understand hip hop from
He's in
your
that zone,
perspective
man.
because you're you're very
Yeah,
technical,
technical,
right?
yeah.
And I used to be that as an MC as well. And so I understand what it is to make a song. It could take you 6 months to write sometimes.
Yeah,
Because, like, I've seen you
facts.
make posts about it. I'm like, yo, this is like,
takes
I've
too
been
long
there.
for me, right?
Because you want to make sense. You don't want to be Eminem rapping for rap's sake. A bunch of mumbo jumbo. No disrespect. Shadows Tech 9. We've interviewed him twice. Let's get a third one. Yo, but you don't want to
Get that
just be
Tech 9
rapping
money.
for rap's sake. You want to be able to put that wordplay in there while conveying a message.
Facts.
And like I have songs like Liar Liar and shit. Like you probably never heard none of this shit, but like I could even send you
We should
songs.
be able
like-
to play some of
and
that shit right now on the
we
soundbite.
could, but like the point I'm making is it's the fact of being lyrical, but making a cohesive meaning or message, like demon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of
All
the
right,
shit,
but
even
that-
like
even with Demon Season, I think I over lyrical it. Like, right?
I don't even think you
over-rapped it 'cause I
did.
did the chorus kind of simple, but there's parts of it where I'm like, I'm thinking about gun situation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I can't provide a solution 'cause I don't know what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to say that we have to have a deep conversation. So
Yeah.
at the end, I'm like, the conversation is complicated, but to solve any complication, we have to constantly contemplate what's common and the problems we're facing. And in my mind, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, see, like, that's
right? But
fire.
to everybody else, it's like over their head tops.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like,
Let's do a shot to that.
see, but you
oh,
know
shit,
what?
Yeah, let's do it.
Definitely love that record, man.
Oh, thank
I
you,
already
bro.
did mine.
Like, you know what, like,
That's
Bregin,
nice.
like, it's like I recorded it, and I'm like, how do you make a record about something and not make it corny?
Right.
Like, honestly, most conscious records come off corny to me. Like, as a conscious guy that believes in God and faith and knows that if you try to better yourself,
You
you
gotta
can.
be-
But it's hard to have that balance, Bregin.
Yeah.
Like, J. Cole does it well.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, and Kendrick does it amazingly. Kendrick is probably the greatest of all time at being conscious, but still being cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's very delicate. So I'm going into the record and like Stranger plays. I give Stranger the sample. I put it on Facebook. I'm like, yo, somebody should sample this reggae tune.
I know I
Every day,
downloaded it.
shot.
After
Right?
you posted, I was like, I'll see what I can do
Yeah,
with
because
this.
everybody caught the sample, but Stranger
Yeah.
hit me back like, boom, like not maybe 8 hours. He's like, yo, I want to play you a beat. He sent it to me, but it's, I go to his house in here and I'm like, and then I'm playing the beat. I start hearing, I start freestyling the chorus. And I go back to my crib with my cousin. I'm like, yo, when you think about this, he starts freestyling. If my cousin starts freestyling, I'm like, oh, the
everybody
beat's
watch.
fire.
Yeah,
'Cause he
yeah.
don't rap. But then I started to write it.
Talks, baby.
And then I'm like, okay, let me do this little hook about blah, blah, blah. You know, they licking
Yeah.
off tools, gripping on sticks, picking off food, shots been popping, all this bullshit. I'm like, now I gotta rap. Yeah, the 6 is looking hot on the 6 o'clock
Yeah.
news. That was the first line that came to my head. Like, the 6 is looking hot on the 6 o'clock
Yeah.
news. And MCs, we write backwards. Like,
Yeah.
I write
Yes.
backwards, right? I get the punch, and then I sort of...
Yeah, and then you make
That
it
happens.
fit.
I make it
Yeah,
backwards.
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of MCs
yeah,
just jump in with the punch. To me, I get the punch. I might even hold it for 12 bars.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the rhyming words
Yeah.
are sort of driving me in the direction. But
Yeah.
now I have to start the verse. I'm like, okay, fuck. How do you...
Yo, that's facts right there.
That's facts, right?
That's
That's
facts
real.
right
That's
there.
real writing
Yeah, that's
shit.
facts,
That's
right?
facts
Like,
right
you
there.
start with a punch, like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I think, like, the line I had was CP24. You know, that was the first thing when I started in the verse. I'm like, I see YG's popping off.
I'm on CP24 right now.
Nightly, I grieve, I mean, my G. I see what we be heading for. They got no time to find no peace. They find that peace and set it off. There's a lot of lines that I say that go over niggas' heads.
Yeah.
But the chorus
Yeah.
catches man them. Because my
Yeah.
mom, like, I went to my mom's husband's 60th birthday party. And I mean, that nigga don't even get along.
Shout
too
him
well, you know
out,
what I'm saying?
man.
He's born
60.
like 2 days after me, too. I know.
Yeah.
He was born on September 12th. I'm the 8th. But whatever. I go check him out. The first time seeing my family all together, my daughter's there, my granny's there. Bro, I walk into my place and they know I rap.
Yeah.
But they're just talking to me about the song.
Yeah.
Right? My family, they're like, yo, like this song is amazing. I like the message in it. I'm like, you guys even catch what I'm saying? But they don't catch it. They just catch the
hook,
chorus
yeah.
and the vibe and
Yeah.
they
The
know
message,
it's positive.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
they don't hear it. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, do you have to be a lyricist? Like back to the thesis statement of our
Like, you gotta
argument.
dumb it
Like, do you
down.
have to be lyrical anymore?
You have to be lyrical. It depends who you're appealing to.
But if you want to appeal to the masses, I don't think you have.
You don't have to.
But at the end of the day, does
suck,
any
right?
real MC really just want to appeal to the masses, though? Like, as much as, like, even like me in the last, like, year and a half, 2 years, I've been really writing shit that's got more catchiness, more of that aspect to it. That goes back to the point we're kind of discussing before, but where I said it's like, it's hard for an MC like me or you, like, songs where like Drake can go in and do like 8 to 10 or whatever and just do it in 3 hours and it's done. I make songs like that, and a lot of times people are like, "Yo, that's my favorite song of yours I've ever heard." To me, I'm like, "This to me is one of my worst songs I've ever made."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's a lyrical thing, because you would rather make a song that spent 8 months and you know technically to every degree that shit is on point. That no MC could ever detest it and be like, yo, that's whack.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you almost would rather appeal to the fucking 10 people in every city of the world who really appreciate what you're trying to get through than to, like, just appeal to the masses.
Yeah, but also, too, my ego came into effect when I was writing the record. Because I feel like this is
That's
my
what
first record
happens,
back.
dude.
I had to come back and be like, yo, I'll slap up all you
You're
niggas.
an MC.
Like, you
That's
niggas,
what I'm
you guys
saying.
been doing this for the 8 years I've been on the bench, and you
Yeah.
niggas haven't evolved a bit. So I had to come and slap up
But
with certain
see?
flows,
Yeah.
right? But at the end of the day, was it my ego or the message?
Yeah.
And I think that I put
It's
my
both.
ego in the way of getting my message across. I did it well, but I think I made it too lyrical, man.
Yeah,
I think I
I
could
understand
have.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
If you
yeah.
want regular people to get
on
the
the iPad?
message,
You gotta dumb it
Yeah,
down,
bit.
right? But I'm
Oh,
trying
you
to
want
also
side of
rap
the-
for
side of
rappers.
the
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's like, and I don't think you should mix those two.
I don't know what I'm
yeah,
doing.
it's a
Is there-
Yeah, it's a
Should
very
be a
delicate
volume knob on
balance.
the
You know what I
side.
mean? Like being able to
side?
do a rap song about
possibly.
something, and then
Yeah.
also be lyrical enough
Yeah.
that it shows people that you know how to
Yeah.
rap,
But
and get your message across.
That's
to
what
the
I like
average
about the
person.
record though, because it's very lyrical, but you get the message.
Message,
Yeah.
yeah.
And people, if they listen to it more than once, they'll
They'll
get
catch
what- yeah,
things over
yeah.
time.
But see,
Yeah,
do you
facts.
know what makes Jay-Z and Drake two of the best rappers of all time?
I have my own theory, but I'll let you talk.
Well, it's the fact that they are able to separate themselves from
Hold on, let me
being
put that
lyrical.
back up.
They're both MCs.
They're
but
never not lyrical. When is Jay-Z and
Nah.
Drake never not lyrical? Drake bodies
I've heard songs.
every tape
No,
guy.
but I've heard songs by both of them that are very not lyrical.
Oh, tell me one, please. Give me one. Give me one Drake
Well, we
record
could
where he
delve
doesn't
deep.
body, where he's rapping. Tell me. Like, he kills everything.
No, the fact to even
Drake
be
stands for do right and kill everything.
to be an MC and make a song like Kiki, do you love me?
Yeah.
That proves
Genius.
the point I'm making, though. For an MC like me or you,
Yeah,
it's
that's hard.
very hard for us
Yeah.
to make a song like that and be confident in putting it out.
Yeah, facts. But remember, he's also
That's
comfortable.
what makes Jay-Z and Drake so great, is they're able to separate themselves from the fact that they are such great poets and lyricists that they can actually put out a song like that and know the value behind it.
Honestly,
The
like
artist.
Jay-Z came into the
The
game at
artist.
27 years old. We're probably one of the best lyrically written albums of all time. The Reasonable Doubt was insane. Jay-Z has never really slacked. Even on songs like
Oh,
H
Jay-Z
to the
has
Izzo,
slacked.
I used to hear them records and be like, this is hot garbage. Now I listen back to it, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck, he bodied this.
No, Hove, trust me, Hove isn't like, he's one of my favorite rappers of all time. Like, I rate Drake quite a bit lower than I actually rate Hove. Like, Hove is one of my favorites. I know you love Drake, but
I love Hove too. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
Hove,
man.
like, to
Friend
me-
of foe, nigga, state your biz.
Oh,
Freddie, you want to know? There it is. Me, I run the that was one of the
and
these kids don't like nobody coming around here talking about what they
fucking dope
do
for shit.
Get
You in
into
Pasino,
but
and I like you. You
hear
fuck
me?
with them big boys?
I gotta bite. Yo,
you.
it's
Out
so
of my
sick.
hands. And you making money around here is not
not
in my
in the
plans.
plans,
Yo,
right?
hop your ass out of that van. Head back to Kansas.
Kansas.
I'm sending niggas back up to Kansas.
His
His
chances
chances
slimming
slimming
in that chicken Calvin Klein dances. Let me guess.
You said there was money around here?
Yo, we might get hyperplagiarism right now. I
Hey.
found out.
That's what we said earlier. This guy's going on
And
some.
the rest of me stopping you from getting
I
it
think you
correct.
turned those
I'm
mics
sorry to
down.
hear
Yeah.
that.
But listen to me, even that record, right? Look how Jay-Z
Lot of
told the
expression,
story,
man.
right? A lot of he told the story,
Yeah.
but the cadence of it was very stop
Yeah.
and go, very
Yeah.
choppy. So it sounded very conversation like,
yeah.
right? But that was showed how
But-
lyrical he was from then.
Yeah.
Then he got on, did Hard Knock Life, which knocked him through the roof.
Yeah.
But my theory
Hard
with why
Knock Life
Drake and
is
Jay,
a perfect example of what I'm talking about,
Yes.
though. That's one of the most unlyrical Jay songs of all time.
ever. Like, that was like the worst Jay song ever.
But it bangs. You
Yo,
still bump that.
Of course. Like I used to
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
the genius in him and Drake is that
No.
they're able to separate some like Hard Knock Life, but we like it as much as if he was going like it's like this, like I'm a hop, skip, and a jump from gripping a pump, spitting a couple of cuss words and hitting you chump shit. I get digital love. I'm a motherfucking
No, they
problem. Is this
understand.
what you want?
Yeah,
Overachiever.
They
You know what I mean? Same
understand.
with like Kiki. Are you gonna like that if Drake's going like now make everybody have to go through security clearance and like going on some shit like that.
I love that shit. Honestly,
That-
but
like,
what I
they're
like about
both
Drake the
amazing
most, what I like about
MCs.
Drake the most is that
know how to write pop
he has
songs.
these
But they
pockets
can separate
where he
themselves.
says
Turn me down a
things
little
that you hear it once
on
Yeah.
the board.
and you remember it. You know who's also
Yeah,
like
that's
that
better.
too from when I was younger? Adam Bomb. Like Adam Bomb, I can hear his verse once
Shout
or
out
twice
Adam Bomb.
and remember it because
Yeah.
I know the pattern and where the words are gonna land.
Yeah.
And he just makes it so perfect that
Yeah.
it almost fits. But Drake does that on a higher level. Like Drake,
Word.
you hear his records once, man,
Yeah.
and they catch you, and
Finds
he does
pockets.
that over and over.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, he
over
does find
again,
pockets.
man.
He
finds
He
the
finds
craziest
ways to sit
pockets.
on that
It's like-
beat
Yeah.
and get the words off it. Like you hear it once, it's like, you know when he's like, I remember when I first heard Nonstop. And the first, I heard the beat. I'm like, yo, 40, this is crazy.
yeah,
Then he goes,
yeah.
this is a rolling, not a stop. Watch shit, don't ever stop. I was like, bro, that was the simplest line ever.
Yeah.
But from I heard it the first time, he played the song again. I was able to sing along
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Like it's just that's the power in his artistry. Like he knows how to write records. That you
Yeah,
hear it
exactly. He
once,
knows how to
and
write
you
a
know-
hit fucking record.
and it resonates with you.
Absolutely,
And it's like
that's
you
a skill,
remember
man.
it, and that's incredibly hard to do.
Yeah.
Like and be lyrical and still be witty and clever and
Yeah.
balance that all out. It's like insane.
That
you know
shit's
what
a
I mean?
skill.
Like you could come out and be, I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people sing along
That's
to it.
a
but
hit
they're
song.
Just, yeah,
That's a hit
right?
song. But can
they're-
you replicate that 100 fucking times?
How
Exactly.
much hits does
That-
Drake have?
My
Like,
Mount Rushmore
Drake
is me
is
with
like
5 different expressions.
you
A
guys-
hell of a lot of hits.
Yo, he's like the rapping version of what's that movie called, man? Where the guy would drive around in an ice truck and kill a bunch of people, and he was like an assassin from the mob. But he bodied so much people.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, but
man,
yeah.
I forgot the movie, but I watched that. I'm like, that's a metaphor.
Iceman coming through
Oh,
something.
yo, the Iceman was a
Yeah.
real dude,
Iceman,
though.
yeah, real dude. But I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yo, there's
Drake is like the
documentaries
lyrical-
on that dude. That
Yeah,
dude's killed
bodied
more
mad
people than like anyone in history.
Yeah.
But Drake has killed more songs than anybody in
That's
history.
true.
Hey.
He literally bodies everything, and it's even worse when he gets a feature. Like that's what I mean. When he's great, like when he jumps on somebody else's song,
Yeah,
he's
I
like, he goes in extra hard and slaps up the ting. You know what I mean? But like, when he's on somebody else's record, his own records, he bodies it.
Yeah.
But if you go to Drake, yo, I want a feature from Drake, you might as well say, just take my song. Because
Yeah.
Drake is gonna take the song.
Yeah.
It's gonna be his record. Like JB Blockboy, you
Yeah,
know?
that's his song.
Look alive,
Yeah,
look
but,
alive.
yo.
That was his record.
Yeah, yeah.
So Drake jumped on it. Now it's Drake's record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But JB did spit a Mr. C bar in there.
oh yeah, that fucking whole verse was shit.
I blow you like
Just
a
come
flute.
through, you and you, whatever the fuck he said. Yo, like blow you like a flute. Like I was like, oh man, like I don't get past the second chorus.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, from
I know,
Drake's
yeah.
finishes, I'm like,
That's it.
no DJs is running that later than that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
niggas don't play that.
Yo,
all
shout
day.
outs
Cut it
Black
out.
Boy. We want to get that
Yeah,
interview,
yo, shout
you
out
know
Black
what I'm
Boy. You know what I'm saying? But like,
There you go.
but on some
Get
dead
that
ass shit,
money.
man.
No jumper.
Don't get like if Drake said to me, yo, I'll jump on your record. Nah, nigga, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Just share it on your Instagram. I don't want you to come and body me on my own song like you do everybody else. Like I haven't heard one record with Drake on it. Let's talk about that. We're all
There's a
hip hop
few,
heads.
there's a few.
Name one record where Drake doesn't have the best verse on
You
it.
talking about
Yeah.
rap verses?
Rap
Okay,
verses.
then that's a different story.
I don't know one
That
record with Drake.
is a good
Like,
question.
let's think about it. The
Think
world
about
out there,
it.
people
Rap
are watching.
verses.
We got 5 of you guys watching. Name a song that Drake
That's
got, right?
a good
a feature
question.
where the other person rapped
Oh, rap
better than
verses,
Drake,
yeah.
out-rap Drake. I don't think Drake has ever been out-rapped on a song. Let's go.
Forever? Maybe forever?
I was
Forever?
gonna say
Who?
forever.
Bro,
His song.
first of all, he bodied that too. Kanye
Yeah.
West, maybe Eminem's that
Of course,
flow was
Em
too
killed
garbage.
that,
But when he went too
Eminem's
multi-syllable crazy.
verse on that was wild.
But Drake was
Okay,
like,
okay.
last name ever, first
Yeah,
name
you know what,
greatest,
you
like a
shine
spring
down
anchor
there.
boy, ain't
I
nothing to
ain't
play
play
with.
with.
Started off local, but thanks to what my
You
haters,
shine
I
down
don't
that
G5
shit.
pilots, but yo, he murdered that.
Yeah,
He did.
Drake
Come
did
on,
kill
man.
that.
Yo, bro, even on, I thought that Big Sean
One
had a
Train?
better verse on
One
Way Up,
Train?
on
One
Bless.
Train?
Yeah,
On
Bless.
Way Up. 'Cause I thought
Oh,
he
yeah,
went
Drake-
like
Drake-
Sean
Drake killed
Spaz, and then Drake came in this.
Yeah.
And then Kanye's like,
Yeah.
oh, this shit's so hot, I'm going to jump on it without even you guys knowing, and then did his verse on it, and it didn't even steal the record. Drake
Yeah.
still stole
Yeah.
it.
What about One Train?
What record is that?
Which one? That was one with ASAP track?
Yeah, but
whatever?
Drake's not on that.
Which is the one that ASAP has that Drake song with all the dudes on? Even
What, Fucking Problems?
Fucking
yeah,
problems.
sorry, fucking
Drake-
problems.
Yo,
Oh,
40
God.
made that
Sorry,
beat.
fucking
That beat box
problems.
40 is studio inside information. I know that for facts. That was
Hey.
Drake's first big. That was 40's first big
Sorry.
hit. Made him like $3
Fucking
million
problems.
from producing that bit. And Drake made the sample. But yeah,
Yeah. Drake.
Did Kendrick kill that though? I am Kendrick Lamar.
I don't remember his shit too much.
Hold on. What is
remember
the
Drake's
record?
part.
Drake. What's Drake's
Poetic
verse on that?
Justice.
Oh, Poetic Justice? No, he bodied that too. The only thing I think, maybe the J. Cole record. Can I hit it in the morning?
Maybe,
Nope.
maybe.
Because he was like, remember, cause, I think it's like,
I don't
best
know.
thing goes your summertime fine. and then Drake comes in your
Drake's
wintertime
embodied on a
call.
record.
Oh, I can make
fact
you
that
beat
we
me there
have
as long
to
as finish
think
line
about
goes.
it this hard
thank you.
says a lot.
And we're around
Wow.
4 hip hop heads right now,
Wow.
and we have to sit here
You
and
have to think
contemplate
about it.
on what record Drake didn't body. Come on, that's GOAT.
I'm not
That's
a super
GOAT,
fan,
fam.
but I don't hate on.
Yo, you
bro,
know what?
Come on,
So
man.
fuck.
Like, that's
That's
GOAT
true,
status.
right.
Until you just mentioned that, that's actually a fact.
And, like,
He's been on
anybody that
tracks
watched this on
with
playback-
Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
Eminem,
Bodies.
Kanye West, Jay-Z.
Yep, bodies.
Nicki.
Bodies.
He even
Rick
killed-
Ross,
Rick Ross.
Yeah.
He does
Oh, you got one.
We got one.
All right, we got one.
Still got one.
You said
Got
you-
pound cake.
You said the name. You said Jay. So go to his last album.
Hold on.
You're
That
right,
might be
yo.
it.
You're right,
That
you're
might-
right,
yo,
you're
and
right.
Jay might have
You're
just
right
edged
about that,
because
though.
with the Zimmerman line.
Yeah. Hove got him on that.
Yeah,
Amazing.
But Drake got him on pound cake.
Oh, facts.
Of course.
Facts. Yo, hold on. Did he really get him on that?
Hope was nice
Hope
on
get him
it.
on? Because, yo, more insight from. I can talk now, nigga, because the album's out 40, so don't get mad for me. Shit. But yo,
Got that
I
inside
remember.
info.
I can show you text messages on my phone right now.
Yeah.
Where like they had to.
Shout out
DR
DJ
period.
Snacks, what up,
What's
homie?
his name? The producer. As what's his name? He flew in to 40 Studios, spent the night on fucking cots. They're making the last 2 records for Drake's album, which included that record with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
What's his name, man? No ID.
Okay.
No
Oh,
ID,
shout out
right?
No ID.
Yeah, he co-produced some records, right? So No ID came
We're getting
there.
a lot of inside information
Came
today,
there,
man.
and they had the record done.
Yeah.
And they flew out to Jay, and trust me, the day that Drake's album came out, they didn't even get the Jay-Z verse yet. They were waiting on it. They put out the track listing, and when they said the verse was finished, they needed to get mixed, or they put out the track list and said, okay, we got Jay-Z on the album. But it didn't come in until like 10 o'clock.
That's
And then
crazy.
40 had to rush mix that shit and get that shit out by 12.
Oh, wow.
That's why when the first album came out, like if you look, I know
Shout
you
out
guys
40,
watch the
man.
world's biggest music nerd on the internet.
Which guy?
The guy with the glasses, the white dude.
Yeah,
right?
the guy from-
So I was talking to 40 about it. I'm like,
That
yo,
was
that
his
guy
reviews.
caught it because he reviewed the album on first day. He's like, yo, why does every other song sound different than the one with Jay-Z? Like the one with Jay-Z is not mixed the same. And I'm like, yo, 40, somebody caught that, but then they fixed it. You know what I mean? Like in that 12 hours.
put it
they got
back out and-
But it's like that's how like down to the last minute those guys work. Like they're really serious. Like that record.
But you could do that in the
literally
streaming
came in
era now.
4 hours before the fucking album went out.
You couldn't do that in the
Back in
CD
the
era.
days,
You could do that in the streaming
You
era.
couldn't do
now,
that when you were
though.
using DAT cassettes and
Oh,
fucking
fuck
analog
no.
reels. Hell no.
Fuck no.
But yeah, in this era.
But yo, straight up, like I'm shocked. Like let's break a round of
What's even
applause
away?
for a Canadian being the greatest rapper of all
Okay,
fucking time. Because straight up, whoa, like we gotta say it.
That's a
Let's
hard
still, like
one right
it's a
there,
hard
okay.
thing to say, right? Because we're gonna put him over the Nas,
Tony
and
Ranks
the Jays.
Yeah,
But
see,
I'm
and
telling you
you
this
know
from
what?
now.
And that's the
In
problem.
the aspect of making
You're allowed to
songs,
argue that.
going bars, being creative,
Seeing,
staying trendy, evolving. Nobody has done it like Drake.
not
Like,
We'll see.
Like the man, remember he's like he had a line way back in the days about how the game got these old. He's gonna put cement over it, and he's gonna change the game, and he really did it. Like that's
pave the
he's
road type
yeah,
shit.
repave the road. You know that bar, and I'm like,
Yeah.
he did it, man, because he went over. Like he took what Kanye did and went way for
He kind of did.
way
He
for
kind of did.
Bro, he's selling out Madison Square Gardens for like 3 or 4
3
nights
nights
in a
in a
row.
row.
Man.
Like, come on. Like, and the worst thing about it, he doesn't suck. If it was all pop. It was all pop, and we'd be able to say, okay, fuck him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he'll die up, but Reggie, the man's been on top since
No,
he came.
he found
Yeah.
like that like spitter vibe, but he also tapped into like that mid '90s R&B, SWV,
Yeah, man.
Jodeci.
The guy's the GOAT,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? So
Yo,
he was
King
able to figure that out
Drizzy,
because
crowns all day.
right.
I'm
You know what
giving
I'm
him
saying?
the crown
Like,
all day, and I don't think there's gonna be any man, and especially now. Like I think that I was hoping that the next generation artists like Tory Lanez is
I like
probably
Tory.
the
Close.
closest thing to musicality and lyrical ability to Drake to me.
Yeah.
I
Right?
got
'Cause that
you.
guy could freestyle. He's nuts
Yeah,
with it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
he still just can't make those 1, 2 like. Bro, even the
you got a
Weeknd,
few
I
other
thought the Weeknd was gonna go like
Weeknd.
this.
You got a few coming
And
up
then
like that.
Drake is slapping niggas up. Like the Weeknd dropped some surprise album, didn't do nothing. Drake could
Yeah.
disappear right now for a year, drop a surprise album,
Oh,
that's
for
selling
sure.
5 million.
Listen, if he was
And
smart,
it's gonna be fine.
if Drake
You know
was
what I'm saying?
smart, he would pull a Will Smith move and disappear from rapping for about 5 years and just go to straight hardcore act. No, go to hardcore acting thing. Make like 10 million a fucking movie for a good like 6 or 7 movies, and then come back and drop an album and it would sell like.
So you're saying 60?
way
So
more than
you're
anything.
telling him to make 60 million over 6 years when he
No, I'm
drops a
saying,
rap
I'm saying
album,
that's
he could
what
make 60
I'm saying.
million
That's
in
what
one?
he's gonna get
Come
paid
on,
on the front end, not what he's gonna get paid on the back end. He's
Listen
gonna get
to
that
me.
Robert Downey
Drake,
Jr.
leave
deal
fucking
and make
acting
4 million
alone.
off the back
Continue
end.
making rap, continue to inspire, and maybe we'll get another version of you
I
to
feel
come
you.
up.
I
Because
feel
I
you.
think that your music is inspiring the culture. But Toronto right now,
camera.
back to the argument about hood culture and how
Yeah.
famous niggas get hood involved. Toronto's hood rappers right now are really not rapping, man. Like rapping is. I don't go on Toronto rappers and see Toronto rappers. I see Toronto auto-tune, man. Everybody sounds like they're singing to a fan. This is so insane. Like look at that Come Outside record.
Yeah.
Bro,
Come
that shit got
outside.
like, come outside. That
No,
shit's
those guys
hard.
are fucking up their fame though. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys are fucking up their fame because they're out there like actually
Yo,
getting
shout outs
numbers on
K-Money.
YouTube.
Yeah, he's fine.
Getting
though.
numbers
Like,
on
they're
YouTube
swag,
and then
they're
turning
doing it for the
around and you know what I'm saying, like
and licking off shots, right?
exactly.
But, all right, let's talk about that now. All right.
So let's talk. Man, a man just got shot outside of a library. I'm looking at CP24 right now. So
every day, yo,
we
every
need to
day
talk
is
about
our
your-
gunshot
Exactly.
demon season, bro. Like,
Let's
going to
talk
record.
about your records. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at CP24 right now.
Somebody's getting shot, but everything coincides. I made the record because there was nobody in Toronto
Right.
talking about something that's going on with us because they're too
Absolutely.
busy in the streets, man. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? And the worst thing about it, once again, the perception thing, right? So it's like now the street niggas are backing you down saying put the guns down. The man was like, oh, you guys are putting your guns down? You're soft. We're running on you. You know what I'm saying? So now you can't even be, when you're in a position of power, you still have to perpetuate the negativity just to get through. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the issue that we have here. So I did a record where I'm okay. I don't give a fuck. Like I lost respect years ago. And then I found myself. So I give a fuck what niggas think. But I know the message needs to be said, right? Because there's no like I just wish we had a younger version, man. I wish we had a young group of dope MCs, man. I don't.
They're there, but
I just where are
they're
they?
just
Like
not
I don't know.
out
I
there,
search,
out
man.
there.
I creep
I get
Toronto
you. I get
rappers,
exactly
Six
what you're
Buzz.
saying,
I
man.
creep,
What was
man.
that kid's
I'm
name?
searching, and I can't.
G1,
Yo,
G1.
Gene One,
yeah, he's
dope.
alright,
He's
but
dope.
he's a little older too.
Yeah,
Right?
no.
Maybe in his 20s.
No,
like
I
late
think
20s.
Gene One's like mad. I think he's like 22, man. He's mad. Him and Shallon are both under 25 right now.
Yeah, right. Yo, shout out to them. Shout out to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we need to
Shout out
push
my little
them.
brother
You know what I
Shallon.
mean?
I
Like,
love that dude. I,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
I just don't
Everything
see
he
like
does.
the arts. Like I
They're
just
far
don't
and
see.
few, man.
I just haven't seen the new era of Toronto dope MCs yet.
I feel you.
So if the culture changes where it goes back to being lyrical over everything, fine. Maybe Eminem pushed it that way. Maybe this record is the starting of a trend,
Yeah.
but who knows, man? Like
I
who
think
knows?
it's gonna be both.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think there's gonna be like,
There's
like
room for
You think he's
everything.
gonna have that impact, like that big of an
Like,
impact?
yeah,
where
are people
kids are
gonna really start
gonna be
listening
like,
to
oh, because
bars
M
anymore?
put that out, I gotta
Like-
go that
like-
much harder?
Yeah,
Like,
because I was watching
Yeah.
lyrical breakdowns of the diss that M did, and it was like they're like people don't listen to all the stuff he say because it goes by their head. But when he break it down, I was reading the comments.
yo,
and
shout out
I'm like,
my
oh,
dude
this is
Beast.
amazing.
What up, homie?
You know what I mean? But it's just like, is it gonna go back that way?
guy
Like,
right
you know what I
there.
mean? Like,
I
do you,
think those who are inspired. don't
Yo,
follow that path.
PvP really wants to speak. Eh? I just tuned in on my
Yes,
other
it worked.
phone.
yo,
Yeah,
like, yo,
he's
PvP's
easy. But
messaging
listen,
me,
listen, no,
texting me,
but
bro.
you
I don't know
hold
what they
on.
were referring to, but he's like he calling you guys nerds. I love it. Just saying if they want any part of this to remain legit, they should let me call in. If not, it's whack as fuck. No
Yo, man,
Hey,
yo, bro.
call
What are you
PvP.
talking about, my
Call
G?
PvP.
let's
I'm
put
not.
him in.
Call
How do I call
PvP.
this guy?
Say what's
How do I call
I
this
don't know
guy?
how you call him.
We got to keep this legit. Well, I got a phone
Yo,
available. Maybe I could
controversy
call him.
man, let's do it.
But that being said, though,
Sorry, we ain't been paying
on the
Yo,
whole-
attention.
nigga, this
to
guy's
comments
emotional, eh? Yo, you're emotional. I know what the fuck you talking about, but fuck off.
We got homie beef in the moment. We got homie beef going. But on that topic, 2018 has kind of been like one of the best years for boom bap hip hop in like the last 10 years.
I wouldn't even
Easy.
say boom bap.
Easy.
I would just say
like legitimate.
like rap skills, like rap.
I would say
Yo,
like
man, Brad Banner's on
MC.
a loss right now.
If
yo.
you consider
Oh,
a year
yeah.
from when Jay-Z dropped 444 to now,
Yeah.
that's what, a year and like 3 months, something like that, 3 and 4 months, a year and a
Kendrick in that
quarter.
mix.
It's been about the best
Yo, hold on. I gotta
year.
log off of this live.
If
Yo,
you can
I'm
consider
out, man.
that
Follow
a
me on
year-
my- Yo, follow Dustin Wareham, Mahoney, fucking everybody. Yo, my
Hey.
battery's at like 12%, and PvP's calling me. I have to call this nigga and talk to him straight right
Hey,
now. But,
call
you know what?
PvP.
Let me call him while going.
Whoa.
Because we got some good albums this year. You know what I mean? Like if you
Yeah,
look
we
at
have.
a list.
What
of
did
just
you
albums
guys
that have
think of the
dropped.
Nas
There's been-
album?
I wasn't mad, but it was short. It was
Okay,
too
okay.
short.
I liked it.
He didn't warm up. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was an engine that was just kind of started and he didn't get into second gear. Didn't really have that opportunity to drop anything that was like, oh shit, that's
It's
that
pretty
classic
flat,
album.
but
It's cool.
I like it.
I can listen to that guy rhyme the dictionary and be like, yo, he did that dope. You know, like Nas is my favorite.
Adam Neves a joint.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cop shot the kid. I
Cop
think
Shot the
Kanye
Kid was
actually
dope.
killed him on that.
Cop shot the kid. That was a sick record. That actual
Kanye
record
ruined a bunch
scared
of
the shit
records.
out of
Yo,
me
what is
because
this guy doing? Like, am I gonna call you and punch you in the
I
mouth
think
right
he's
now?
vexed,
This guy's
guy.
fucking cheesing me, bro.
Guy's
Like, nice
vexed.
your mouth, guy. Like,
I don't know. He doesn't nothing to be vexed about.
what
though.
is he talking about, bro? I saw yo straight up when niggas in
don't
Toronto get
remember
clout,
what we were
they get
talking
hood
about.
niggas around him. I would say that to any nigga's
Yeah.
face because it's
That
fucking
Drake did
true.
that.
You're saying it
Everybody
online,
does
so
it, man.
technically it could beat
Come on,
anybody's face.
everybody. Anybody that gets
well,
clout.
shout
in the
out
city switches up.
PvP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
but
my
what the
boy.
fuck-
PvP.
Now I gotta
You know.
call this nigga during the podcast. This nigga just tagged me and said, "What the fuck you talking about, man?"
Shout out PvP.
Yo, bro, I'll put you
Shout
on
out
air, too.
Maloney. He's got his
Speakerphone.
arm.
Hey.
He's got his
Yo, we
arm
got
up to the
PvP
camera
on
again.
fucking speakerphone.
He
Yo,
won't stay down.
what the fuck's going on, motherfucker? Why you calling me, tagging me and shit like I'm ducking your calls?
Put that
I'm
right
in the
up to the
middle of
mic.
my live.
Hey.
I'm like, yo, this nigga's calling me? When he
I know.
talking what kind of shit? All right, what did I say? What was hella shit? Look.
Fucking King of the Dog fans are fucking nerds.
No. Nope. Yo, everybody's here. Did I say that? Did I say King of the Dog fans are nerds? No. Hold on. Listen.
You said when it started.
When it started,
there was like more nerds.
there's
in the
mad
building.
fucking nerds there, bro. It was white hip hop nerds there.
You got your
Facts. But what else did I say? Those mad shit. Continue.
Doesn't mean everyone was a nerd.
Yeah, but I'm saying. But listen to me. My point was, listen to PvP. My point was that I witnessed Toronto become huge and globally recognized, and a lot of local guys became famous out here. And when they became famous, their environment changed. The people that came out to them, the people they were talking to and reaching out to became more hood when they weren't there in the beginning. This includes fucking King of the Dot dudes, because I've seen Organic and Gully and them have niggas that are gangsters around them now that weren't involved until they became famous. And that's facts, just like Drake.
Yo, Ganek is the same dude.
I'm not saying he's not the same dude. I'm just saying that when you gain the fame, the people around you,
Entourage.
the entourage changes.
Are you kidding me?
But that's the whole point I was making. My point was, what are you talking about right now, man? Like, what are you talking about? You're just like listening to me and catching parts of the
I'm
points.
just trying to fucking clear up what you.
What is there to clear up? What is there to clear up?
What?
What? So tell me what I need to clear up.
Dude, it was enough to make me fucking call in.
Bro, okay, so explain to me what you're calling in for. You're on air. You're fucking on speakerphone.
Yes, I'm on air. Good. I'm glad.
Niggas
Yeah,
drinking.
you drunk, yeah.
Niggas drunk, man. Yo, PvP is on like 12 acre ice right now. Like facts.
I hope not.
No, man. But that PvP's my brother. I love him. He checks me if I say something that's wrong. But like he didn't hear the whole conversation. Yeah. He just heard a little bit of part of it. But it came down to I seen Toronto dudes get fame and their environment changes. Now
your
hood
entourage changes. That
hood
happens.
guys start coming out to King of the Dot events and getting VIP treatment that weren't there when it was started, when the crowd was different. You know what I'm saying? Just like Drake came out one way, had a different crew than he has now when he became famous. More hood guys around him. And the whole conversation was, why do everybody who becomes famous needs that love from the hood? And these guys were like, because it starts in the hood and the hood sets the trends. That was the whole argument. So
Also, it's kind of protection. It stops you from
yeah,
getting
protection
robbed.
and perception, right? That's what it was.
That's exactly what you said.
That
Protection and
perception. But that was it.
Absolutely.
That was it.
Oh,
So what was I talking shit about?
there
I
we
don't
go.
know, man.
Perfect.
Yo, like,
Perfect.
In my opinion, look, you definitely said enough shit to piss me the fuck off.
Oh, man. Shout
Yo,
out
I got like
PvP,
12%
man.
battery, brother.
PvP.
I love you, brother. I didn't mean to disrespect anything.
PvP.
You too, man. You know I love you.
Yeah, but I'm just speaking my mind.
Brothers, bro. Like, this ain't like a fucking like.
Yo, there's no disrespect, yo. Shout out to Ganek, shout out to Gully, shout out to King of the Dot. I'm just saying that every nigga I've seen, like, even like, who else? Anybody I know that got famous in Toronto, even Tory Lanez, a guy from
Yeah,
Bangkok.
like a Tory-
You
yeah.
see him now, Brethren? Peter
Yeah.
Goonies and Shockers around him. The
wasn't
man
like
Cardi.
Cardi.
All kind of machine.
Cardi.
He wasn't like that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, Toronto has a lot of that. Toronto's the only place where a guy gets a little bit of fame and some clout, and they become gangster. And I'm saying, it's not even if they change, their environment changes.
Okay.
Right? Their environment changes, people around them change.
Why you have to mention King of the Dot?
Because we're talking about Drake, right?
Yeah,
and I
it's a
said
big
Drake is not the
movement.
only example. King of the Dot's a big example too, because I watched them elevate to a certain level of stature, and then there's more Goonies around them than before. You know what I'm saying? There's more hood guys supporting the events. It's the same argument.
Can we just all agree that we love King of the Dot here?
Yeah, we all love King
Hey.
of the Dot. I don't think Toronto's on it as much though. Yeah, I don't think Toronto's on it that much. Like events ain't the same.
That in the comments, I was like, I love y'all. Fuck yeah, like, you know. Like,
Nigga, you saucy right now,
Yo,
bro.
hold up. Yo, PvP.
yo,
I've been drinking for days.
Yo, leave my brother alone, man.
No, he knows that joint. That,
Yo,
say what?
he's hella good right now. Yo, you guys got an Android charger in this bitch, or is it Team iPhones over here?
I didn't bring my phone charger. Shout out PvP though, man.
Yo, PvP, I'm gonna charge my battery. You can cuss me out later. See, Brethren? One love, I'm out.
whatever, man. We good, bro.
All right.
I
All right.
I'll just check you on that.
All right, cool.
PvP.
Fucking nigga.
Shut up, PvP, man. That's what's up.
Hey.
Yeah, you didn't hear the whole conversation.
Yeah.
And first of all, like I would never come out and diss anybody. I'm just real enough to say what it is. And
Yeah.
I noticed it, man. I've seen the changing of the guard.
I guess we
look at
kind
my
of
ex.
in overtime
I
now.
love this type of message.
Yeah, well, you know what?
This
We
bitch like,
actually
yo, I
were.
do miss you.
We started a little early.
I was trying to front when you asked yesterday. Okay, I love when you don't
We
say
close to
anything back.
overtime.
Yo, I'm doing a podcast, baby. I'm in the middle of a podcast.
That's what's up.
All right, well,
This
yo,
is why they called him scandalous.
we're
No, they don't call me scandalous.
This why they used to call him.
See? 20 ranks,
Listen.
bomba clot. Gandhi is what people
I
from
know
the
him
hood
as
call me.
Gandhi.
Like Dustin knows
know
me
him
from
as
day
Gandhi,
one. So
yeah.
if niggas really know me, they call me Gandhi because those are my day one.
Yeah.
But yo, the scandalous thing buried. Done that. R.I.P. nigga. Get the fuck out of here. Like, nah.
Yeah.
Bury that
But
shit.
listen.
we rolling on the last little bit of the podcast
Yeah,
now. We got
and-
about like 3 minutes. So
Okay, so
I
that
wa-
being
I
said,
wa-
I want y'all
check
to
this
tell them
man's
about
video out.
Demon Season.
Oh, shit. All right. So check this out. Demon Season.
Yes.
Song about gun violence in the city. I'm trying to use it to spread a message. The only message I'm saying is that we need to have a real conversation about gun violence and how to control it. Because the answer is not more police. The answer is not, oh, if we give the kids more activities, like it's not that. Because in human beings, we all have that natural ability to be violent. Right? Like from the dawn of mankind, from the first era of civilization, even Cain and Abel, they talk about in the beginning of the Bible, right? Man killed man. So that natural sense of violence is in us. But it's the access to guns that we have to really concentrate on. Because like we could have 1 million murderers, but if they don't all got guns, less people get killed.
But that being said, though, London's got a real knife problem, and they have a similar issue without the guns.
Yeah,
you know
but
what
they're
I mean?
knifing man down, right? If they're knifing you down, you really want to murk a man. Like you're walking up to a
Yeah,
man
that's a-
and
yeah,
knifing him
man
down.
down
bitch.
is a whole
Yeah,
lot
remember
of
Nas
things
has a
to
song called
digest.
"Accident Murder," but act
Yeah.
like you killed on purpose. That record, he really breaks it down. How enough guys will walk up to shoot a man, hit somebody else that they weren't aiming for. There's probably their homie and some shit. So there's a lot of accident murders. You know, there's a lot of guys in Toronto that probably pull that papa nigga.
Oh,
What's expected
for
to
sure,
drop him,
for
right?
sure, for
Like
sure.
there's not a lot of time where man them stand over you and just dump it. There's a few of them. You know, there's some of that shit in my video too. I showed images of that. But
you see that party that happened last Friday?
Yeah, East York.
That East York party, yeah.
what niggas lit that up?
Oh, yeah, there's a man, dude just stood up there and just like let it go, man. Like,
Yeah, right.
I think someone got hit in the hand only, but the way he let it go was just like
He wants to shoot everything.
he wanted to make a name. He wanted to get a rep.
Yeah,
You know,
he wanted-
just to get a fucking rep, straight up.
That's why I said it's demon season, and it happens every summer. And I'm like, they say summer of the gun. I'm just like, yo, it's demon season. I even say that in the bar. You know, like,
No, you did.
summertime is the demon season. These kids need Jesus, but then again, these
Yeah.
kids need a reason to be. They need to believe this leads to their detriment, leads to the death of them, leads to police frequently question and seeking intelligence, right? But once again, over-rapping, trying to be multi-syllable,
I feel you.
lyrical shit.
I like it though because I
That
find
was
something new every time I listen
Yeah,
to
but
the
it's like
track.
I try to show niggas like you could be nice, have a dope flow that sounds modern, but say something. But then there's a
Right.
balance. But yeah, the Demon Season record is like I'm surprised it got like 14,000 views on Facebook.
man.
Like I was like, what the fuck?
Hey,
Nigga,
make
like,
some fucking
nigga,
noise
like, I
for
came-
that.
Like, I came out of nowhere with that. But what killed me more was like the 300 plus shares, like 350
Yeah.
shares. It means a lot of people are getting the message and
Yeah,
sharing
they
it. So
understand
it's
it,
like,
you know what I mean?
But I'm just one. You know what I mean? Like,
Listen.
I just hope I inspire some younger niggas to hear a record like that and make that record too and reach to their demographics. Because
absolutely.
the older niggas, they gone already. Like, fuck them niggas. Like, the niggas that are popping their gun from the 16, 17 to 24, now they're going to bop their gun till they get killed or they're in jail. Let them bust their thing. Right?
Okay.
We'll go through the years of this, but the next generation coming up behind them is the one other miles that we need to shape. Right? So I was also talking to one of my neighbors, and I'm talking about trades, right? Like, you know, like I know a lot of successful men that are in trades, right? That, like, say, carpentry, electricians, plumbers, right?
Yeah.
But like they used to have those programs back in the day where kids would go and say, all right, high school, college ain't your thing, right? But you can learn this trade and then make money and fulfill your family. But like that's out of the hood. And I think they need to bring that to the hood. Whereas like you could have a dope whip, have a
Learn
nice crib.
something.
Right, and you're just working with your hands and got a trade. Like I know mad niggas that got dope whips. Like drive Benzes, buy their car, buy the girl a Benz. And motherfucker is like a journeyman, but he's making $500 a day legally, $2,500 a week, right? And like that's amazing money. Like that's more than most drug dealers make in the hood.
Yes.
You know what I mean, especially in the hood. Like at the end of the month is when you flex, right? Like I remember I used to like grab work from my nigga and like chip down all the buckets, but spot them because I know welfare check is dropping like in 4 days. So I'm like already, I take half their check already because I know, all right, you're getting your check, you're getting $516, I'll take $250 from you. $250 from you. But that's in the hood. There's only so
Yeah,
much of that to spread around. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not a nigga chipping down 10 grand worth of food in the hood. There's no way, because there's not people that got that kind of money in the hood. You know, if you're downtown, it's a different thing. You know, Bloor Street, Queen Street, there's active. They could still rob. You know, the money comes in more consistent. But in the hoods that we grew up in, all the metro houses up north, right? You know, from Finch to Morenow, everywhere. There's only a certain amount of buckets and a certain amount of dealers, right? But if we have a way to show these youths you could get the money without having education, right? Like, you know, you could learn a trade, put in 5 years here. By the time you're 23, right? You'll be making $500 a week, $500 a day, $2,500 a week. You get to say, ooh, and that's a lot of money to a 23-year-old. You know what I mean? You go lease your car for $900 a month. They still have plenty of change to stack some bread and maybe move your family out the hood, but they don't instill those things, right? Like, it's all about flossiness too. Like, we grew up without dads. Like, anyone that lives in metro housing, like me, I didn't have a dad. Like, you can't get into metro housing. Yeah, but see, good job. That's why you're so grounded. You had that balance.
I feel
you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us, I looked up to older guys.
Yeah,
I used to look up to like Trenchy for some weird reason. Free up Trenchy. I heard he's in jail doing a fucking dozen, whatever.
Okay.
But like, there's certain man them I grew up with in the hood that I looked up to.
Yeah,
they were
those
driving
were
around and
like your pops.
because that's who you want to be, right? You're 13, you're looking to the 18-year-olds for guidance.
Well, that's
You know
what
what I'm
hip hop always was. You know what I'm saying? We're always looking up to certain rappers like that.
Yeah,
You know
fuck.
what I mean? And,
Nigga, I'm in the middle of a podcast, man.
But no, definitely what you did was dope with your video. You definitely showing a message. You know what I mean? And that's it. I wanna shout out my dudes over at thecali.com, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you should jump on there. That's the message board.
I'm
that
gonna get
hit up
on
with.
there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, jump on there and just show them what it's about. That's what, you know, Toronto is, and more dudes need to do that, because we do got a message. We got to start getting it outside of just our city. So
but it's
people
also
see
who
what's
delivers
going
it,
on.
right? Like,
Exactly.
right? So, like, you just can't have a regular
voice,
guy,
right?
Like, yo, nigga, man, I'm doing a fucking podcast, nigga. And now I know it's turn your phone off.
Tell me
when you're
that's
doing
not
this shit.
PvP calling
Nah,
you
man, it's my
back.
nigga calling me about
Okay.
my glasses and shit, you know? My personal optometrist, you know, because I'm balling like that,
Shout
bitches.
out your personal optometrist. I might need
Hey.
to come up. I need some new glasses,
Well, yo,
man.
Joe, we do gotta wrap it
Yeah,
up.
we
All right,
gotta
so
come
yo, check
back
out
there.
Demon Season. Go to YouTube, search Tony Ranks, Stranger, Demon Season.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, we utilized a lot of footage of all the shootings I saw on the news. We utilized that in the video to get the message across. But it's a deep song about gun violence. If you see it, like, watch it, like it, share it, because we need to get the message across. Like, I'm about to put out some shirts, anything to get some more money, because I realized that you have to put money into marketing online now.
Yep.
Right? So it's like, you know, I'm trying to allocate a couple $1,000s just to spread the message in my city.
Word.
You know what I mean? But like, I'm taking that out of pocket. It's not like I'm trying to make money off the record. I just want to get the message out, and then
Get that
hopefully
message out,
the
man.
message gets out, and like whatever comes from there. But I'm gonna continue making music. Yo, I want on that record, nigga.
Yes,
I want on that record. If you don't put me on
Just
that
like
song,
us.
it's a fight thing, eh, fam? It's like, yo, it's a beef thing, eh, bro?
Hey,
I'm taking you back to
y'all heard it
91
here
out
live,
court
right?
and throwing you down the hill, bro.
You heard it. He said he's jumping on that record, just like.
Yeah.
Thank
Yep,
you for sending
that's facts.
me that track, because it
Facts.
was mad dope. You know what I mean? And I
Facts.
appreciate the fact you want to jump on this track. You want it, homie.
All right, and before we get out of here, you know, we're going to pay a little bit of bills
Yes.
real quick. Shout out
Make that
THCcollection.com. Anybody who smokes herb, best believe,
Yo,
even if
I-
you
I
ain't
could've
do
done
the
this for like
on-loan
14
dispensary
hours.
thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
You got to fuck with it. It's the
bless.
best online dispensary I've seen. They ship only Canada wide. They will do, you know, you get your package within a few days. I'm telling you, 100% reliable. I love these dudes. THCcollection.com. The daily promos, you got Medical Monday. That's 3 free CBD pills for every $100 spent. Tulip Tuesday, feature bud, only $100 an ounce. Wacky Wednesday, random free edible on all orders. Top Shelf Thursday is a free pen on orders over $300. Then you got Flower Friday, free gram of bud for every $100 spent. I love this one, Saturday. Free gram of shatter for every 14 purchased, and Sticky Sunday is a free G of hash for every $200 spent. And that is THCcollection.com. Check them out. Best online dispensary coming out of Canada. And use the promo code HIPHOP, that's HIPHOP, all capitals, and save 10% on every order you do. And that's not a one-time thing. That's for as many times you want to use it. THC Collection, your man MLNY Maloney, Tony Ranks in the place. Let everybody introduce themselves.
Make that money, man. I love how
Hey.
Maloney does that shit. Hey, yo, Turono Talks. That's what's up. It's been blessed. It's been a week. We'll do this again. Hey, yo, fuck Giorgio Mammaliti. That's how I want to end this episode. We didn't even get to talk about fuck that guy.
What's that again?
Giorgio Mammaliti.
Oh, that
Fuck
dude?
that guy, man.
yeah, yo, what happened with that guy? We didn't even get into that guy.
We
What
didn't
the-
get into him,
Yo,
but
but we
we'll
don't-
get into him next
We'll
week.
get into
Next
that
week,
next week.
yeah,
And
tune
you know
in,
what?
motherfuckers.
And you know what? I strayed away from having to tell y'all my story too.
Oh, no. All right. We're going to jump back into it next week. Toronto
Yeah.
Talks, man. It was blessed. We
Yo,
love y'all.
Stone.
Thank y'all for joining in, man.
Yo, what's
Tony
his
Ranks,
name?
thank y'all for coming through, man.
Yeah, bless up. Anytime, bro. I soon have my own in one of these. You know?
Yo, we can have him back next week if we
Yo,
want to
I'll
talk
come
about some
back,
more
bro. Like,
shit.
there's a lot to talk about. I'm about to.
You're
I got a lot to
animated
come
as
back.
hell, man. You're hilarious.
Yeah, yo,
It
come.
was a good mix. It was a good mix.
Yeah,
It was a good
Definitely
mix.
Come back if you want, man.
Yo,
We
what
had,
happened
we
here,
had
bro?
some laughs today.
What's
Yo,
wrong with
shout
my
out to everybody
phone?
watching
Yo, I'm getting
Toronto
pure laugh out
Talks.
loud. Oh, this is-
We out.